taking the victory lap here with our boy Big T. Massive takedown PGA last night. Shipped the Millie.
The Twins got the job done for our boy Hoop. Won him $100K, won him a live final seat.
JSU shipped $200K on, I think, just $1,000 worth of entries. He had a monster night.
Anytime we see members crush like this, we're excited.
Last night, one of our most loyal subscribers from the beginning, Jay Love, took down $20K.
I want to give a shout out to Redmen, who won over $50,000 on opening day.
Blind Bandit took down the $100,000 top prize.
We had someone win a live final seat.
It was one of those days where it's like going 5x or 10x on your money. It wasn't enough to get enough love in the Discord.
Record 62 took down the Millie Maker.
I don't even know if this heater is ever going to end.
Some of these other sites are just boring you to death.
I like how other sites nickel and dime you for every penny they can get.
Tons of the members have given tickets and membership on their own. Like, we're not telling them to do that. They're just doing it for good mojo.
You love to see it. We love the good mojo. And
the mojo is what the mojo is.
I give you credit for still having that hat on. We appreciate it.
Wait till we ship tonight. I might never take it off.
What's up, everyone? Tyler Tamboline here, aka Toe Tag and Tambo, back for my first show. The free Tambo movement is over. It's RIP John Smith. I don't got the plant yet. I do got one coming, though. I told you guys before, it's a little bit of mom's basement life right now, but super excited to be here. Finally getting on a show with you guys. Going to talk some golf winners for sure. We'll get into the Tour Championship. Shorter field this week, so we'll be talking a lot more strategy. I said it today in the Discord over at RPS. Of course, you're just getting in here, hit the like button, hit the subscribe. We're going to get the promo code out there shortly for you. This week, the show will be free. As you know, you're on it now. After that, though, this show's going premium. So this is just sort of a promo. My first show. Got all the T's in here. Toe Tag and Tambo, Triple T, Big T, Uncle T. Got all the guys. We're going to cross the T's, dot our I's, go through this stuff, get everything ready for you guys. But before we get into it, got to introduce my main man, the guy that almost needs no introduction. He picks winners daily. This guy is just the main man. No, not Big T. I'm talking about my main man, Uncle T. Harry Terry. What's going on?
Hey, doing great, Tambo. It's obviously great to have you on. And I've been, like we talked off the air before we went on, it's been something I've been looking forward to once we kind of figured out how things were going to go. And John Smith was going to be, retired. And no, it's going to be fun. This Wednesday show, we're going to make it really fun and exciting. We're going to obviously give out a lot of winners, and no, it's great to finally have you on board. You're going to be a great addition. We've got a great team at RPS, and again, adding you to an already all-star crew it's going to be a lot of fun. We're heading into football, and we got all the sports covered, and no, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's good to be in the one hole, and you're taking the place of JSU, who puts Uncle T in the one hole. Big T kind of takes a back seat, so that was a good start there. So no, looking forward to it. And again, this Wednesday show is going to be a lot of fun.
Man, I appreciate all the stroking. We're going to make Big T keep waiting, actually, as far as this goes, because I want to talk to them. You just mentioned the all-star crew, literally everybody, hitting winners every day. Producer Simon had the promo video out today. If you didn't check it out on Twitter, go over to @RunPureSports. You can see it, all the winners, all year, every sport, one price. And there's a code out there right now, RPS NFL 15. Lock in that 15% for life. It's very short term on it. It's limited time only. Want to get on that promo code because it's going to be one hell of an NFL season. I know that. I'm excited. That's, PGA's here. That's what we're talking tonight. But we're rounding that out. And then we're going to be getting into NFL full steam. Baseball winners still going on in the background. Had a decent little night last night thanks to my man Big T. And I'll finally bring him in, because I got to get on the show with him last night, the MLB Premium. No clue what I'm talking about. Just hopped on, started chatting it up, and set me up proper. So thank you to Big T. Big T, what's going on tonight, man?
No, I love it. I've been looking forward to this too. We did a lot of work to get that deal done, get you over here. And it's just a great addition to the team. I mean, we love the Wednesday show. I mean, we had JSU on here. We picked a lot of winners. But at Run Pure, we guaranteed to up the product a little bit, and we needed a leader on this show. Me and Uncle T, we pick a lot of winners. JSU picked winners, but we need a little golf leadership. Well, Tambo, we've had our eye on Tambo for a while. Even when we started Run Pure, we were close to. He was almost with us right out of the gate. It didn't quite work out at the time, but we circled back. Couldn't be happier to have him on board. Picked some winners yesterday, and the golf's going to be great. It's kind of an awkward time to come on, which is fine because we're going to pick football winners too. We're in the what do they call it in golf? The winter swing. What's it called?
The fall swing. Yeah, we're going to get
the
into
fall
the swing.
The fall freaking swing. So there's these guys are going to pick winners. I'm not going to be on here every week, but these two will. Maybe a special guest here and there. They're going to keep picking winners as we get into football, and then as next year comes and the majors circle back, big tournaments, I'll hop back on, and obviously I'll still be watching, but super excited for everything. Football's coming, like you said. We're going to put the schedule out later this week. Just tons and tons of stuff we're going to be offering and keep these winners rolling. Now's the time to sign up, though. 15% off for life. No reason not to do it.
Yeah, lock it in. Did you want to talk about any of that, Big T? I know you were working on the schedule a little bit. Maybe you can throw a couple teasers out there for the people, but I know there's some pretty good shows coming, but just maybe drop a few.
Yeah, I mean, we got pretty much everyone on at least one show, one type thing. We do got such a big team now. I think we're over like 40 people of good, talented people. So it's tough to get everyone in the mix and kind of space it around, but we have a bunch of exciting stuff. I know a lot of people saw the Chop and Me Showdown show. I know everyone loved it. We talked to Roto Grinders. We got the deal done to just do the Monday show, Monday Night Football. Should be fun to do that. And then, I mean, we have a show every single day, 2 p.m. for football. We got an article coming out every day for football. And, I mean, we'll have the full schedule out, but literally stuff coming out every single day, the normal stuff, cores and cash chart and playbook, injury stuff. We got injury show where we talk about the differences of the upgrades and stuff, depending on who's out. I mean, we got it all. We'll have a full summary come out. Hopefully by Friday afternoon, we'll be able to send it out.
Yeah, you're not going to want to miss that. Again, use the code RPSNFL15, get 15% off for life. That's it. You know, it's that easy. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. I would recommend it. I've been in here. I know what's going on. I was following behind the scenes even for the last month. Like I said, I just go in, listen to the stuff. I'm on around the clock. Some of the best stuff is the before and the after of the conversations, not just when they're picking winners or I'm involved as well. So I do think it's important to note that. So let's get right into this. And I'm not talking about the golf. I'm talking about what are we drinking? That's what I want to know. So, Uncle T, what you got over there? What you sipping on tonight?
My go-to is always rum and orange juice. Uncle T's not a big drinker, as everybody pretty much knows that's been watching these shows. But, yeah, a little rum and orange juice in honor of Tambo. I haven't had it. We haven't had the Wednesday show in about a month. So, yeah, I got the old rum and orange juice back in honor of my boy Tambo.
Yeah, I like that. What do you got over there, Big T?
I'm going with the tradition, just a little Pinot, a little white wine Pinot. My favorite, nothing but my favorite for when Tambo comes on here with us.
Okay, I like that. I'm going red, big red.
Nothing wrong with big red.
And since I couldn't bring the plant, John Smith, I had to retire that. I got to get the plant. I had to retire the image, but I got the old Canadian classic Tim Hortons plastic cup for it. So going a little old school, just bringing it back. But
after we ship this week, you might use that cup every week.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I actually got to buy a new bed. That's a side topic here, but I got to look into that. I sent a thing out today.
When you're
Twitter.
at Run Pure, you can't be calling it a bed anymore, though.
Right.
Yeah, workbench. Someone told me I got to get a new workbench. You mean? I said, yeah. Cali King is what I'm looking at. Same as what you said, but I got to see that. So
Cal King's essential, like very essential.
But what brand do you like? What's your brand?
I mean, you can pick your brand. You just got to make sure it's Cal King.
Okay. I'm going to do that. Maybe I'll let the wife pick that part. What did Holden say yesterday? She got no other excuse, right?
Yeah.
Man, geez.
The one thing that you need to know for sure, don't ever listen to Holden for any advice.
Holden's in chat. Look out.
Yeah.
Oh, I know he's in there. He's a non-alcoholic mojito he's chatting about. So we'll get it going here, though. I want to hop right into this because it's kind of a fun week. I know it's kind of gets slept on a little bit. There's still some great tournaments out there on DraftKings, at least that is. And that's why I'm rocking the DK hat. But I would bring that up. The $15, $250K up top. I like that tournament. And I think there's a lot more strategy than most think go into this week. A lot of play the ownership game, but I look at it a little bit differently. If you like Jon Rahm, for example, we'll segue into the top. I think you can just go in on that, but let's talk about the top. And Uncle T, I'm going to start with you. We got a little bit of a wider range, but we should note, guys in our Discord over at RPS, the place you absolutely want to be, we're chatting about it today in the Golf Channel, and they're saying, DJ last year, and this, remember last year, DJ did go on to win and the non-stroke play version, like he won the FedEx Cup, but he also was 15,000 and something. This year, they spaced it out a little bit different. We only got two guys up at the heavy top, and it's Patrick Cantley, 13-4, because he's sitting 10 under. And obviously after last week, the Bryson beatdown, we might not go into that too much, but man, Bryson did his thing last week. It just didn't work out. But Jon Rahm probably priced at what he should be on a 156-man classic field, but it's here at 13. So we'll talk about that. Uncle T, give me your thoughts at the top. We got Cam Smith, Pensac Bucks loser out there, all the way up to Patrick Cantley at the top. What are your thoughts on this upper range here?
Yeah, before I kind of kick it into that top range of my thoughts, you bring up a really good point about the pricing. And I will say this, based off of last year and even the year before, I think DK did a lot better job of pricing this year than they did last year. With Cantley being 13-4, I believe last year DJ was in the mid 15s, and it just made it a little bit tougher, I thought, from that standpoint. So I will say that the pricing, I think, is a little bit more reasonable, a lot more aligned, if you will, in the format as far as I'm concerned. But, as far as Cantley and Rahm at the top, for me, and this isn't going to be breaking news when we talk about this top range, but I'm just probably going to end up lock buttoning Jon Rahm. Cantley played really well last week. Obviously, as everyone knows, he's got the 2-shot lead. He starts at 10 under par. He's going to start out with the 30 DK points to start the tournament. But I'm just, guys, I'm not going to – clearly he's playing good, right? I'm not going to break news there. He gained 14 strokes putting last week. I mean, the guy was making – and that's not counting the 5 or 6 extra holes in the playoff. I don't think were included in that. So I'm going to bank that he's not going to clearly keep up at that kind of pace up top. If you want to start with Cantley, clearly that's there's no way I can talk you off of it. But for me, let me turn my – I think I was getting a little shadow in there. No, but for me, I think I'm going to start my lineups with Jon Rahm. So, Rahm started out last week 64-66, was 14 under par. And then he had a couple, what I would consider, even though they were 2 under par, I thought they were really bad rounds for him. He never really could get on track on the weekend, still finished, T9. So I think he comes back this week based off of him not closing and finishing on the weekend last week. I think Rahm comes out with a purpose this week. I think he gets it done. I think he wins the FedEx Cup. So for me up top, I'll probably take a strong stand on Jon Rahm. But as you go down here, guys, Bryson, we were all on him last week. I'm kind of going to be off of him, I think, this week. I'm not saying, again, he's going to be a bad play, but maybe a little, wind out of his sails after last week when he clearly had numerous chances in the playoff to take care of Cantley and just couldn't make those putts. So I'm probably going to be off of him. Tony Finau, I think he's just overpriced. Obviously, clearly he starts at 8 under par, and that's part of the reason. But I'm going to be out on Finau. I think the guys that are a little bit more interesting are a little bit down with JT and DJ. I'm not sure how far you want me to go down, but
JT, fine.
Yeah, DJ and JT are going to be maybe the decision point for me, because as you go down into that 9K race, there's only two guys, and I really like Rory, not to steal some thunder here, going forward on our show. But I think I'm going to try to decide between JT and DJ as my second guy up top. And I want to get your all's thought on that. I just think one of the two, probably more JT than DJ, but I feel like one of them two guys have a big run in them this weekend to maybe, get up in there. They're going to be playing obviously from behind, and we'll talk about that narrative too with these guys a little bit further down. But when these guys aren't starting up near the top, I just feel like they're going to go kind of balls to the wall. They're going to play aggressive. They're not going to play, loose at the beginning of the tournament, if you will. They're going to play wanting to know they got to make birdies. And I think that's a different mindset in this type of event. So for me, I'll let Big T get in. But for me, up top, I'm probably going to go Rahm. Then I need to decide between JT and DJ. And the only other guy I'll mention, only because of you mentioned Tambo at the top, if you wanted to go the ownership game this week, which I don't know if that's right or wrong. There's only 30 guys. You clearly can't take 6 of the top, ownership guys in the field. But Jordan Spieth is going to be one of the lowest owned in this group. So I will say that as far as Jordan Spieth.
Yeah, before Big T, before you just hop in there right quick, just a reminder, like the staggered setup. For those that don't know out there's going to be staggered scoring. So, Patrick Cantley starts at 10 under. You got to look at it from that perspective in a sense. But at the same time, to me, it's still, there's a lot of motivation out there. The guys that are at the very back, they can't win, but there's a lot of money. Like there's $1 million for getting to the top. I think it's the top 8 or something. They're going to go after that. And if you think about certain spots, like Jon Rahm is back, but it could be 1 or 2 holes and he's right back in the mix. So I agree with a lot of what you said there, Uncle T. I'm going to give my takes after, and then we are going to chat strategy this week too, because that's a big factor. But I think it matters first. We pick the guys we want, and then we talk about how we put it all together, because that's the more important part this week. Big T, where are you at with this top range? Same range, Cam Smith all the way up. You just talk me through it.
Yeah, I think these are the type of weeks where I like my strategies because I play a little more strategy than other people too, just from the showdowns and different things. Like, I just feel like everyone's going to play these guys at the top and then because there's just so many cheap guys you can play at the bottom. Like, I feel like and I'm not saying not to play Rahm, I'm talking more strategy, but I just feel like everyone's going to click Rahm. Like, I feel like he's going to come in like over 50% owned. Like, everyone's going to play. And I'm talking more strategy than who I like even, because I'm not saying I don't like him. I mean, he's probably going to win. He's the best guy in the world right now. I don't know. I think you could make a case to fade, though, just because he's super expensive, which is fine. I mean, he's starting up at the top. Like you guys said, 30 points for first. The scoring system's important. It's almost like a Sunday showdown type format. 30 for first, 20 for second, and then it starts dipping. So, I mean, outside of the top 2 or 3, really it doesn't matter. And it's not like these guys at the top are going to finish 1, 2, 3. Yeah, they got the best chance at winning, and they probably will win one of these top 4 or 5 guys. But there is some strategy to go down in this mid-range and kind of stockpile there, because what's everyone going to do that plays Rahm? They're going to go down and find some cheap guys and kind of put it all together where all these guys are good. I mean, you can make a case for obviously the top 30. They're all here. You can make a case for all of them. I think you can play the ownership game this week more than ever. Like, if we think we're going to get, like Uncle T said, Spieth low owned. I'm not a Spieth guy. Everyone knows that. I make fun of him. But if you get a guy low owned in this field with only 30 people, I think the ownership means way more than it does normal weeks. And there's only 30 guys. There's no cut. Everyone's going to play 4 rounds. Like Tambo said last week with Sergio, which was a great point. 4 rounds of Sergio is awesome. And you only need one guy. I mean, if you pick the winner, say you pick the first place, third place, or first, second, it doesn't matter really where your other 4 guys are, as long as you got a bunch of birdies and stuff. So I think it's all strategy week. I don't have a problem. Rahm, if I had to pick a guy, ownership didn't matter, nothing mattered. Yeah, Rahm, I'm putting Rahm in there first. I'm picking him. But, I mean, I could see him being over 50%, which in turn, I think Cantley comes in super low owned because of the same points. I mean, Uncle T made it. The same exact point I would make. I mean, I watched it rooting on Bryson. We're all 3 kind of Bryson guys on this show, which is nice. We got some of the people that actually appreciate him. It was painful watching Cantley make every putt for 4 straight days. It felt like he missed some on Saturday, but the other 3 days he rolled everything in. But I think Cantley could come in crazy low owned for starting 10 under. So everyone's going to play him, and Bryson's going to come in low owned too, because you hear the same chatter every time it's a par 70. You got to hit fairways. You got same chatter every time. No one wants to play Bryson when he has to hit fairways, coming off the letdown. I don't even think it was a letdown either. I kind of agree with Tambo where the dude dominated the 4 days. I mean, he was amazing. And yeah, he missed a couple putts to close it out. He fluffed a chip that could have closed it out there. But overall, I mean, the dude finished 27 under. Cantley made every putt for 4 days, and they still went to 6-hole, 7-hole, whatever it was, playoff. They played forever. It was incredible. I think you can go there. I mean, I want to play the ownership game, but at the top, just talking strictly who I like, above 10K, I mean, Cam Smith has been amazing besides last week. Going to be low owned. Don't mind him. Spieth, low owned. Don't mind him. JT killed me last week. I had those teams with Bryson, Rahm, and JT, and the 2 guys that killed me were Rahm and JT, amazingly. JT just hasn't quite had it. And where he's at, I think he could be really high owned. So I want to play the ownership game. We can get Tambo's thoughts at the top, but I'm going to play ownership more than I do any other week, really. I'm really tempted to get away from Rahm a little bit and that massive ownership.
Yeah, I don't hate it. Like, this is not the weeks. The last 2 weeks I talked about it. John Rahm goes by Rombo. I was thinking to change my name from Tambo to Tombo. I was so into playing this guy. I was heavy on this dude. And it was a little bit just because, like you said, how good he is here. It's a little bit different story. He is still back. I know it just seems like a slam dunk. He's going to win this thing. How does he lose? These other guys at the top suck. They don't suck. They wouldn't be here. They wouldn't be all the way to Eastlake if they were that bad. And Cantley, I don't care what you say, recovering from going in the water like that, whether it was Bryson's flub chip or not. And I was rooting for Bryson. That cost me big. Had a 28-1 ticket. Could have had a much better week. But Cantley to be able to do that, and he's done it before. There's been other events. The Zozo, I believe, was Rahm and another guy that he chased down. Like he does this to get his W's, and he just was slept on for so long. Do I think he's going to putt the same? No. It was literally the best putting all time in the ShotLink era. Like, it's not going to happen, but he still lost strokes on Saturday. Maybe this week he loses it 2 days. One of the things I'm focused on, I'll get your guys' thoughts on this in a few minutes here, but this pivot is easy. If you don't want to play Rahm, you can play Cantley, and everybody's saying don't play Cantley because it was all putting last week. He still does have 2 strokes. I know that can go away in an instance. I'm not going all in on this guy, but when he's only showing up right now around 15% ownership, maybe 20 if you want to give it a boost, because nobody really gets ownership projections that right on a week like this. It's tough, but we know where Rahm's going to be at. We do know that, and that's the simple fact. So if you want to play Rahm the field and then make sure you're different elsewhere, I'm okay with that. Or you can go a totally different route on a week where there's 30 guys and just jam Rahm all in, if that's your thing. For me, it's not this week. I'm going really heavy tee to green. He still excels there, but I like Cantley. I like Rahm. I like JT, who Uncle T mentioned. And then I'm with Big T. If you got some speed falling into your lineups at 10% at this course, I mean, again, when he gets 4 rounds, that's the thing. It's just one of those facts. So those are sort of the 4 that stand out. It's really tough to pay that for Cam Smith. I could see him hurting some feelings after I went hard against him last week, but I'm trying to take a few stands here. I like Rahm. When I'm not on Rahm, I'll move to Cantley. But where I want to get your opinion, I'm going to go right back to you, Big T, for a second, is what about Rahm Cantley lineups? Talking strategy now. I want to ask about that because there is a very real chance it's like plus 900 for them to finish 1-2 in any order this week. So for obvious reasons, but what are your thoughts on using both of them in a lineup together?
This is one of the reasons I was so excited about this show. I mean, because like you said, we got Tambo to come in about a month ago, but due to contract stuff, we weren't able to get him on now. I've been looking forward to this show for a month because of the strategy. I just think there's so many strategy things you can do, which is my wheelhouse, I think. Again, I love golf, but I'm not a technical golf guy where I know the layered rough and all the other shit. Like, I just know how to pick winners. But this strategy, this is in my wheelhouse. And as you said, Cantley Rahm teams, I think are great. Like, go down low. But I also don't think it's going to be as contrarian as you might think. Like on Sundays, people always just jam these top guys because of the point. They think you're guaranteed to get the 30 and 20 by playing these 2 guys. There's a lot of great people there's 4 rounds. The Sunday Showdown's only 1 round. There hasn't been a big sample of this format. I think the way you can get different is to fade like the top 3 or 4 guys and fade the bottom guys, play all the just mega studs in the middle, and just hope the top guys don't win it. Like if Rahm finishes 5th, that's not good enough. That is not going to be good. Most weeks I say, sure, if he finishes 5th. Last week he finished 9th. It wasn't good enough. If he finishes 5th this week, it's not going to be good enough. I think to be different, I mean, look at the guys you can play in that. You can play Rory, Xander, Answer. I mean, Burns, Morikawa, Hovland, Brooks Koepka, 78. Louie, who's been the best player overall the whole year? Probably Louie Eustace. I mean, he's been the most consistent. I don't like him the most, but he's been incredible. 7,600. Sungjae was just great last week. 73. If you punt like the top 4 spots, don't play him. Punt the bottom like 4 or 5 spots, don't play him. Like EVR, after he's looked really good, people are going to play him at that price. Just play all mid-range. I guarantee you'll be contrarian.
Yeah, and I agree. I'm going to go to you in a sec, Uncle T. I was just going to add one point. So you went to it, and then you sort of came around to it, Big T, and that's what I love. Like I said, I love talking the strategy. That's sort of my wheelhouse in all sports. You're winning baseball, you're winning esports, you're winning NASCAR. You just follow the people that know what's going on and then know the strategy to put it together. And that's kind of what we're talking about here. And the one thing I have a problem with the Rahm Cantley is actually I have a few things with it. One, it's probably not as contrarian as you think. There's probably more value in pivoting off of a Rahm, like you said, who could push 40 to 50 and going to Cantley or down below. But just using those two as the example. The second part is when you get those guys in, people say, okay, you can always get unique in the other spots. You can and you can't, because you have to go down low. So if you're going down low, you better go with a couple I got a real tasty one for later you're going to love, and you probably already know who it is, but we'll save all the tidbits, the Tambo's tidbits for down low. But I'll say this, when you put them together, let's say you get Sergio and EVR, the two guys that are in everybody's mind because they basically did everything they had to. The bunker shot from Sergio to round out the BMW to get in, and then the EVR plants it to 2 feet and pops it in there. So I think that's where then you can get different, but how different really? You end up on a lot of 2v2s or 3v3s that in this large field stuff, it just makes it really tough to just have that exact one and then not also, even if you leave money on the table, to not be duped. So that's where I'm at with it. Uncle T, where do you sit with this?
Before you go to Uncle T, like it's just a great point. Like you're guaranteed to be unique. All these guys that we agree that if any of these 30, I mean, outside of like Patrick Reed, who's might be dead, but he's playing for 15 million. Like any of these guys win, we're not shocked. I mean, yeah, they got 10 strokes to make up at the bottom, but you wouldn't be shocked if anyone went low. So why not play the ownership game? That we can let Uncle T talk.
Yeah.
No, I mean, you guys bring up great points. I mean, you know, it's definitely a good speaking point and reason to take some time on this, because almost every lineup is going to start with either Cantley or Rahm. And to Big P's point, I didn't really think about it a whole lot prior to the show, is if you play them both together, again, it leaves you $5,900 per player on DK. Now it does limit you obviously to how you're going to do it. It's going to be pretty, you know what I mean? You're going to definitely have to take, 2 or 3 down there, and you might be able to get an 8K guy in there. I'm not sure, probably not. But I don't know. I get it and I understand it. I'd probably be more apt to play on both instead of fading both. But I definitely understand Big T's point of view to where you can just jam all those mid-range guys. And I don't know if, Tambo, that's a good segue maybe into the guys a little bit below the 10K range, because I think it's important to mention Rory Mcilroy. He's 9,300. He's starting 2 under par. JT's starting 4 under par, and JT's 11K. Now, while we like JT a little bit, and I know Rory's going to be one of the higher owned players on the board for a good reason. He's won here twice. He's in pretty good form. We know he can rack up a lot of birdies. I think Rory is going to be really, really high owned. And again, if you can start your lineups in the mid nines or maybe down in the low 10Ks and grab a Rory and then a Koepka, like you guys mentioned, answer guys like that, you're definitely, I think, going to be different. So I'm not sure where I'll fall out totally as of right now. To be honest, I haven't built any lineups at all as far as, for sure, but I'd probably be more in the camp of playing both Cantley and Rahm together than to fade the top 4, but I definitely understand it.
Yeah, I would say for me, it's playing one of them. But I don't hate, instead of, you know what I mean? So Todd in the chat, by the way, said winter wasn't optimal last year. DJ still made some pretty big lineups last year. You could still make it work with Hughes and Munoz. If you go back and look, they were 5,900 and 5,200. There was still some high scoring lineups with DJ at 15K last year. Maybe not optimal, but just saying you could make it work. There's always ways to get there. And I know one of the tournaments was one with a lineup at like 49.5. And then there was another tournament that had 5, I believe it was 560. That had DJ in it with the same Munoz Hughes last year. But I would say this, I'd use like a Cantley Rahm and put him with like a JT, or to Big T's point, like a Spieth at 9%. You can take off and you basically chop Rahm's ownership by going to Spieth next. And while most are going Rahm Cantley, you're now Rahm Spieth. That picks you up $3,000. That's the difference of EVR and Victor Hovland in that lineup that people have the Patrick Cantley version. So yes, he's 10 under and whatever, but just to give that example, I do think that's a good way to go about it. Clint just got me dying in the chat over here. AP said, who you on this week, man? Only the wife so far. Got to build lineups later tonight.
He was talking about burying the head in the bed earlier too.
Yeah, he's got me rolling over here, man. Talking about Rahm's baby pounds.
What's Clint drinking is the question.
I want some of that. Let's do it though. Uncle T, you said let's segue. We won't talk about the 9K range because there's only two guys. So we'll pound it together here. We got Answer at 9,600 all the way down to, I would say let's go right down to Sung Jae, because one, Sung Jae is gaining a little bit of ownership steam at the bottom. Two, that gives us a little bit of a range to work with here. AP says he likes the mid-tier build in the chat. I do as well. What are your thoughts on this range? Abe Answer down to Sung Jae M.
I just cashed before we go into. I just cashed my under 30 minutes for Big T to take a leak first during the show. So Wine gets the Big T. He's already taken a leak. Tambo and I'll cover it while he's gone. But no, you get down into this range and it's really interesting because I've been hearing quite a bit about Harris English, and Harris English has been on quite a run. But I'm going to go the other way and go down just a little bit below him and really maybe target Sam Burns. I think, Burns might come in at a little bit higher ownership, but Sam Burns is a volatile golfer. And in this range, I mentioned it a little bit earlier, but starting from this range on down, these guys are going to play so aggressive this week. And starting out Thursday, they're going to just start flag hunting because they know they have to go low. So I think there's a lot of volatility in this range, but I also think there's a ton of upside in this range. Again, Morikawa has not been playing good, but clearly he's a great iron player. He struggles on the greens a little bit. Could I see Morikawa getting hot? Yeah, he's been cold the last 2-3 weeks, and we've been kind of playing, Bryson against him, me and Big T. But I could easily see Morikawa playing well here. So and then below that, you got one of my favorite plays this week, and it's Viktor Hovland. I know there was some chatter in the Discord earlier before we went on the show that he switched irons and. That narrative that maybe he's not, just with a new setup with the irons that he might not play as well. I'm not going to buy into that. You can't tell me it's the first time he's hit the irons if he did switch irons. So I actually like Viktor Hovland quite a bit. And if Brooks Koepka is going to come in at 16% down there at 7,800, sign me up. Obviously he can obviously take off for, Thursday and Friday, gain a lot of momentum and really be in the mix on Sunday. So I'll cut it off there I don't want to go too far down, but for me in that range there, I kind of would take Burns over English, which I think most people, at least that I've seen initially the last couple of days, is people are going to side with English, and I think that's fine. I didn't mention Xander Schofley, and I think he's in a tough spot here because you got Answer and McIlroy just above him that have been playing really good golf, and then down below again you get the Morikawa, Hovland, and Brooks, and even go down to Louie. So I think Schauffele's in a tough range for me, and I don't think I'm going to be on him, and I'm a little bit worried about it, but we'll see what you guys think.
It's always worrisome. I was going to ask you about him. I'm glad you rounded out the range with the discussion on him because I think, at least what I'm seeing right now, it looks like he could be one of the highest owned. Obviously, you got Rahm, Berger, but I'm talking in this range that we're talking about. Big T, you just joined us again here. Uncle T's over there cashing the under on the piss break because you're on the Pinot tonight, but
I had to get a refill.
Imagine
no,
not.
It wasn't a piss break. It was not a piss break. It was a refill break.
Okay,
I haven't pissed yet.
We'll believe you. But that's the thing about the red wine, right? You can keep it right in the room next to you. The white wine, you got to go keep it chilled. I got you.
You got to keep it cold. I keep it extra cold too. You got to keep it cold.
You got to keep the white cold for sure. Oh yeah. I'm saying that's what my wife drinks though. Like I'm on the red. The white wine. The W in white wine stands for women, maybe. I don't know. Maybe people out there like
I'm good with that. I like being with the ladies, so I'm good with that.
I'll tell you what, speaking of what stands for what, the A in Abe Answer stands for aggressive, and I like him up at the top, but he's starting out this range for you. Abe Answer all the way down to Sung Jae is what we're talking about. Obviously, the Xander chalk is in the mix there. Sung Jae's getting a little steam. Rory, who you already mentioned, but talk to me about who you like in this range and then how you want to utilize this range with your previous mention of using that sort of balanced structure.
The more I like doing this show without really preparing, as everyone knows by now, the more I look in this range, the more I'm thinking about fading that top range because Abe Answer, Rory, Xander, English, Burns, those are some tasty plays right there that can go low and make a ton of birdies. And the good thing about it is if you fade Rahm and Cantley, what don't you have to worry about? Ownership anywhere else on your team because you're going to have a different build. Everyone's going to play those guys. So, I love Abe Answer. He's been incredible. This course should fit him at par 70, right? I assume it's par 70. It's got to be, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, par 70. It's Abe Answer. He's been incredible all year. He even did – what did he do last week? He did good. The course didn't even shape up for him. What did he finish?
He won a WGC. like for his first ever PGA Tour win.
He took 9th last week too at a course that literally didn't shape for him at all. He was still good. Love him. Rory looked incredible last week. The poster's still on the wall back there. You can see it back there. Still on the wall, hanging tough. I love Rory. Looked good last week. Back on the wagon there. Xander is one of my favorite plays. Uncle T brought up a great point you guys talked about. Super high owned. I really wouldn't play. A lot of people are going to start with one of the big two, Cantley or Rahm. They're going to come down to Rory and Xander as their second guy. It's just obvious how everyone's going to build their teams. So, yeah, I probably wouldn't play Xander if you're playing Rahm. I just wouldn't do that. I don't like how that sets up, or Rory for that matter. Like if I was playing, just to circle back, I know I go in different directions, but it's just how my mind's working. I would go Rahm and Cantley together too, just because I wouldn't just build how everyone else is going to build. Rahm, Rory or Xander, go down to Berger and all these guys and just keep playing the same guys all the way down the list. I just wouldn't do that. It's not especially in a 30-man field. I mean, there's just the ownership's going to be high, so I wouldn't do that. But when you don't play those top guys, I mean, all these guys are just phenomenal plays. I mean, Answer, Rory, Xander, you start with 2 or 3 of these guys. I mean, what if you put 3 of them in? How much salary do you have left? If you play Answer, Rory, Xander, you still got 7,400. I mean, you can even throw another one in. Throw Sammy Burns in. I love Sammy Burns with Uncle T. All of a sudden, you throw Hovland in. You got Answer, Rory, Xander, Burns, Hovland. I mean, those are 5 just total freaking studs. You still got 5,700. Then you go down and play. I mean, any of those guys for the last spot. Sergio, 4 rounds, like Tambo said last week. The good thing is, like I said to start the show, you don't need finishing points for all 6 guys. You only need the first place, second, third type guys. The bottom guys, if they make birdies, they don't have to freaking win for you. How many points does 30th place get? Like, what do they start with?
I think it's 3, isn't it, Tambo?
Yeah, I think it's definitely something. I didn't even look at the scoring for how they're doing it, but I know it's the normal rules.
I'm pretty sure the bottom few guys, like 28, 29, 30, however you want to look at it, I think get 3 points, maybe from 26 on back.
Let's take
I was just going to say, though, 2 things to that. And that's why I don't know or care, is because if you're building your lineups with where they're starting on the leaderboard, cancel your entries and get out. If you're building your lineups with Rahm, Xander, Rory, and Berger to start as your foursome, cancel your entries and get out. I don't care what tournament you're in. These are literally the worst ways you can go about building your lineups. And if they get there, good for you and your million friends that are chopping it up. And there's not even a million people in the tournament. So that tells you everything you need to know about that. So I'm with you there.
It's a great point, though. Like what you're saying is perfect. Like, just don't, you can't do that. That's why this Wednesday show is going to be good, because we're going to talk from a tournament perspective. We're not going to just give you the obvious stuff. So many of these other shows will come on and just tell you to play those guys. Like, right. So I just pulled up. You get 3 points, 26 to 30. So say you don't get first. There's one guy going to win. You got to have the winner, obviously, to ship probably this week, more than likely, unless it's one of the, like last year you said. But you get 20 for second. So it's only a 17-point difference from last place to second. That's 6 birdies, which is a lot. Again, I'm not saying it's not a lot, but it shouldn't be weighted as much as I think people will weight it. There's 4 rounds. Somebody at even could win this thing if they get really hot. I mean, it wouldn't be the craziest thing in the world.
Yeah, Xander himself did it last year, and he's priced the exact same. He won the tournament. He just didn't win the tournament. So goes down in the OWGR as a W because you got 15 under. DJ was like 11 under and won, but Xander did his thing, and that's why you get that, right? So you're looking for guys like that. I think you hit on the range, Big T. It is those guys. You know, Uncle T mentioned it, Sam Burns. I like some other guys, and here we're going to get to Morikawa, Hovland. I like Koepka quite a bit, and that's kind of the builds I'm looking at as well. I think utilizing those guys, it's going to make such a difference. And sometimes you can just do it by skipping a range. It's not that I don't like Rory. He's fine. And I like Answer above him, Rory below. If you have to put someone in the 9K range, then by all means, there you go. But at the below that, there's just too many other guys. And yes, Xander's great, and he makes a lot of sense. And it's, you know, like, listen to me, talking about course history for this course. They've been here a bunch of times for sure. But most of these guys' sample size, people barely get. This course gets played if you're the top 30 on the entire season. Most of them don't have a history to talk about. The sample size is so limited. So to even bring that stuff up, like Big T said, we can talk about it all day, but so many people talk about who to play. We'll tell you that. but it matters when you play them. How do you play them? Who, when, how? That's what we're talking about here, right? All these W's and whatever else is the English language that you learned in school. I barely remember it all, but just to put it out there, that's kind of where this is coming from. It's not who to play, it's who to play and how to play them. So I think that's what matters most here, Big T. But I want to get your take. It's already been commented on in the chat. Travis came through in the clutch, and I think I know the answer. Like I knew the Philly Washington stack yesterday, and he said, "Big T, tell me you're not playing Morikawa." Let's go.
I mean, the one person I'm for sure not playing is Morikawa.
Oh,
I mean,
yes.
I think Morikawa is by far the worst play on the board. Like maybe God. Patrick Reed. Patrick Reed and Morikawa are the two. I mean, they're playing for, what is it, $15 million for the winner?
Correct.
Yeah. I mean, they're playing for $15 million. So how do you know he's not hurt? Of course he's going to try. I mean, it's $15 million. Patrick Reed's sick. Of course he's going to try to play.
$395, remember, $395K to swing a club on T1.
I mean, I'm showing up. I'll tell you that.
I'm showing up too. Yeah.
If I can swing a club, I'm showing up there. But I mean, Morikawa has been injured or just not playing good. He just hasn't looked good the last couple of weeks. There's no way I'm playing him. I mean, look at his range. Louie, Brooks, Hovland, Burns, English. I'm picking all 5 of those guys over Morikawa, so he's just naturally not gonna be on my teams. I think he's the worst play on the board. But one last thing to polish what you were just saying. Another thing with playing the leaders, I'm not saying they're not going to be aggressive, but I can guarantee you the dudes that even are going to be trying to make birdies. The dudes up front are going to try to stay up. Again, I'm not saying they're going to not play aggressive, but naturally the dudes at the bottom have to play aggressive to get back in it. That's another little spicer as tournament players. They just have to go low.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree more. If you think about a Sunday round, it's kind of like you said, it's funny. It starts almost like a Sunday round 4 because your teams will start with position points in hand. So you'll be like, damn, I got all these points already. And then you'll start to see them fluctuate as the day goes on. But the difference here is, yeah, the guys in the back got nothing to lose. It's $395K for last. It's like, I think it's 8th place or something that gets $1 million and then it goes up from there. They're just gunning for that. If you win 8th place or above, you're basically getting tournament winning money. That's a great way to get there. It's like when we play in a mega queue for DFS because there's 7 seats instead of the 1-seater to get to a DraftKings Live final or something like that. You're going to go after it because there's 8 seats. I'm still going to play to get as high as I can so that if I fall back, I still get that seat. And that's kind of how you want to look at this. And I think that's important to remember. The guys at the back, they're going to be going hard after it. So I think that's one thing you'll want to focus on when we get there. Second piece, though, think about Morikawa, and I'm going to give it over to you in a sec, Uncle T, but I really do like him. I said this, at the top of the week, with my Fantasy Golf Degenerates podcast, Jordan Belfort season you mentioned yesterday, Big T.
We need the song. I mean, how do we get the song on here? Like, we need it.
You just go to YouTube and type in Jordan Belfort and it'll pop up. So
should I just play it? Like, I can play it. I mean, we might need it.
Maybe save it. We're about to make some points here.
Save it. Okay.
Yeah. I think the thing is, though, I'm going back. What I was going to say is last week was a big off the tee week for me because that's what had mattered in the past. We saw it work at, not at Caves Valley, but just in courses in general with 4 par 5s, multiple drivable par 4s or shorter par 4s, if you will. For the guy like Bryson, it just made all the sense in the world. This thing about the bad back, so MIG fan 56, love this guy, but he just mentioned the chat, playing the dude with the bad back is just asking to donate to the rake. He's fine. He said he's fine. His interview this week sounded exactly like before the Open when he shipped it.
He said he was fine, though. You're just taking his word for it?
Not only that, I like his conviction in his voice. I'll tell you what. This man got interviewed today. Listen to this, though.
I love Tambo. You got the feel like me, though. I like that.
Yeah, this guy said to him, I don't know who it was. They wouldn't release a name because I'd never seen something so stupid. Said, because you've played so bad in the first 2 playoff events. Yeah, MYG event. He does have to say that, of course. But I'm just saying it's not about what. Back to my school lesson for you. Not about what he said. It's about how he said it. Okay, come on, let's go. So what I'm saying is he was asked, Big T, they said to him, you played bad in the first 2 events for the playoffs. It's kind of different than other sports, but do you think you deserve to be here in this final round, in this final event? Because if you play bad in round 1 of the NFL playoffs, you don't go to round 2. You're just out. And that's kind of what they said. And he got pissed, man. He snapped back on him. You can read the transcript out there. You can just tell. But he said, like, He said, do you deserve your job? Is what he sent back to him. That just tells you he's got a little fire in the belly. He's coming out to play this week. He's got something to prove. And every time that's happened, again, the ownership's coming with it. The price is there. 8,300 Morikawa. They were giving Tiger Woods comparisons in the new age to this guy when he was 11K and stuff like that. And he was going out and shipping more majors and whatnot. So I think you got to give him some love at 8,300. Uncle T, I'm going to cut Big T off because he wants to make more points. But before I give it to you, Uncle T, I'll say one more thing. This is amazing that Big T is off him. AP, I hope you're still watching because I know you love him this week. But we don't want Big T on him because this is the equivalent of Snyder and Pensac getting off Bryson last week just because they don't like a guy. But it's a great play. We're trying to win money here. We're trying to pick winners. Uncle T, over to you. Tell me what you think.
Yeah. And I'll say this, and to put a bow on the Morikawa talk, again, he's going to be in my pool. I mentioned it earlier when I first went down my list. A lot of things do align for him this week. They're more narrow fairways, right? The greens are a little tougher to hit. He's great with his irons. I'm going on the other side to say, I don't know that he's been hurt at all. Now, I don't know that, but I think he's completely fine, to be quite honest. And I think he's been completely fine. I just think he's been playing some poor golf. And so for those reasons, you got the low ownership. You got a guy that hits a lot of fairways when he's going well. He hits a lot of greens. His biggest thing is what? He struggles a little bit at times with the putter. So, I mean, I'm going to buy in a little bit at 8,300. So I'm more in line with Tambo here. I get the Big T fade.
I want some action from you guys. We got to make our first bet because I'll just name. Can I play like all of them in that range over him? Morikawa has zero chance of being on the winner. That's my famous quote. No chance.
Tambo? Who do you want against him?
Any of them. Just give me any of them. I'll take it. Anybody in that range, any of those five.
Well, that's like what we're saying though, too, right? He is back. So we got to look, you got to go to the leaderboard and have like who's around.
I don't even know what the strokes are. You could hustle me right now because I don't even know what they're at. I just know I like those other five more than him.
Well, Morikawa, Brooksy, and Hovland are all 3 under to start. If you want to go by that, where they're starting.
What is Sam Burns?
He's at 4 under.
He's 1 up on. Well, that stuff's not going to matter for these guys anyways, because the only strokes that matter are those top like 3 or 4 guys.
Yeah, and I'm just saying that if you were to want to buy back into it with Morikawa after 2-3 for sure subpar weeks coming off, I think it's been almost a month since the Olympics, right? So if you wanted to buy back in, I get Tambo's point though, because the price is right. You're not paying a premium for him. You get him on a course that sets up at least for, in my mind, a lot better, and you get the ownership at a lot less ownership. So again, for those reasons is why I think I like him. It's not that I think he's a slam dunk play by any means.
Yeah, I like Brooks more than him. So, just going through the rest of the guys in the range for me, Burns. I was right with Big T in that bottom range. So it was Answer up top, and then it was Burns, Kawa, Hovland, and Brooks, right? That's sort of where I'm at in that range. So it makes it a little tougher there. I don't know if you want like Sung Jae and then Harris gets tough because Harris is way up the board already, but we can come back to it. We can circle back to it.
I gotta ask something too, because I love this show because we have our takes. So my boy Bryson, all of our boys Bryson, we all love him on this show. He gets just killed when he has a bad finish. But Brooksy, he's such a big game hunt. Last 3 weeks, 54, 31, 22. How come no one ever says anything about Brooksy? I want to know. Like, why? How come he never gets any criticism? He was never in contention the last 3 weeks.
Because he's the ultimate alpha.
Because he's got the 4 majors and he talks trash. I mean,
that's it.
I just don't get why no one else gets criticism.
Yeah, that's just why he's just, like I said, he's the one that can handle it. All the articles, all things. I actually, in some cases, feel bad for Bryson, like some of the stuff, because I don't agree with everyone's stuff. First of all, get a better. If you're making fun of a guy, like it's like call me or JSU or Mangone or somebody short all the time. You think we never heard that? You think we never heard them jokes? Like, come on, get better, do better, come up with something.
Screaming Brooksy after he hits every time is just
the only reason
ridiculous.
He got so mad and everyone's making a big deal about it is because he literally just lost a 6-hole playoff. Was like that would be the craziest thing ever. It'd be like a MJ Kobe one-on-one game for all the marbles with everybody in the whole world is courtside. There is no outside seats. There's the same amount of fans, but they're all courtside. That's where I say that it's a little bit different. People forget that at the courtside dudes aren't doing much out at an NBA game. They're saying some things. They're having a little chatter, and you've seen LeBron get in the mix with some ladies and stuff like that every now and again. But most of the stuff, all the talk's coming from way up there. This is guys walking him as he's walking by, talking shit, rocking t-shirts, doing things. Of course, he's going to say something at some point. So
what is he supposed to do? Like he just lost a 6-hole. Is he supposed to hug the guy and be like, oh, great joke, man. That was funny.
Yeah. I mean, there's that. And the other thing too is about Brooks. I'm saying in quotations, the ultimate alpha. I've talked about this in the past on the Fantasy Golf Degenerates podcast. He tries pretty hard too. He doesn't seem as comfortable getting on doing those Michelob ads as he might seem. He's reading a little script they gave him. Someone set it up for him. He's trying to be bigger than he is. He's been able to put up the trophies on the shelf, and that's really what it comes down to. So what else in this range, Uncle T? We'll get back on track here. Yeah, because he's got Jenna. Yeah, for sure. I'll tell you this. If you want to take a bet, it's not even, you can't bet it, but I'll take Jenna over Paulina all day, me personally.
What about Bryson's? Can I throw her in the mix?
Yeah, she's not bad either. Actually, Kawa's got one too.
Oh, they almost all of them have some very nice selections in that area.
My man Kenny Kim
take Bubba out of the equation in this conversation.
Where's AP at? AP has them all like on a calendar. He knows all the.
We were in our Discord. Another reason to use code RPS NFL 15. The Discord is probably lighting up with their pictures right now and having a vote off. But I will say this. My man Kenny Kim said today that Cantley looks like he always got spaghetti around his lips. I couldn't have died harder laughing. Said he always just looks scrubby. But then you see him out there and he's chilling with girls, drinks, got his woman, all those things. So I don't know, man. But Westwood, Brittany says in the chat, yeah, Westwood's woman's down. She's down for him. She comes right out in the bag and wins tournaments with him and whatnot and comes second a lot. But we'll just leave that there. Uncle T, anything else on the ladies or anything else you want to talk about in this range before we move on?
No, I don't know if Big T's got the actual Discord golf chat up, but our boy Cam, a Millie winner, Big Cam, that's usually on a couple of our shows. He wants to go a little 1v1, I think, for 5K with Big T. Big T might have to slide in there.
Who's his guy? I love Cam.
Oh, Cam he just talks trash. Where's he at? Get him on. I mean, not this week. We'll get him on one.
I'm getting him on. I was just gonna say he won't be on maybe right now, but he's coming on the show for sure.
You had to hear the one week when he went down the whole list and gave his analysis of each guy. It was the best thing that we've ever had on Run Pure.
You might have to stroke him a check for him to do that again, but that was really good. The Ian Poulter one will never be forgotten, not to be remembered for this conversation, but it was definitely something. But Uncle T, who does he want on the 1v1?
Yeah, I don't know. He said
I think he wants team versus team. He always wants to do the like head-to-head team versus team. Yeah. Club Cam. I'm trying to win the tournament.
Well, because he said he has to have Cam. He said he has to have Morikawa in his lineup. So that's if you know he's gonna have more.
First of all, I need to give my boy Cam some advice. You need to stay out of the baseball lobbies, Club Cam, because
he's mad at you. He's big mad at you right now. You didn't give him the McCutcheon play. You held back last night.
I mean, you said it on the show. I mean, the team built itself. My donkey self gave Tampa
the righty versus the lefty. You went, and the other thing is, Big T. This is a strategy lesson for you, right quick. Is you went with 5 Washington guys at home. When you could, the game stack was low no matter what. You need them 5 road dudes for them to light those runs up. If we were getting 15, 12 and get those extra cash in runs, that's what you need to do. And that's why I got 8th, big 8th place over here. Big boy chatting.
Don't get me started on this team, Tambo. I had that same freaking team. I don't know what I did wrong, but somehow, who was the dude I played?
Luis Garcia.
Yeah, like I didn't mean to play that dude. It was a freaking error. Everybody makes error. God, don't get me started.
He got you like 12 too. He got you something, but it wasn't enough.
The problem was though, I would have had in my original team, I had the cheap catcher over the Philly catcher, or opposite. I had the Philly catcher over the Washington catcher.
Marchand.
Yeah, and he hit a bomb and it. Yeah, I mean, yeah,
2% bomb. Yeah, I hopped right on the RPS train. I got to the shipyard. We cruised across the ocean. I almost made it to Ship City, but I fell off.
That was a good little first night, though. I mean, a little 30K ball.
Yeah, it was like if the Titanic was going, and then I grabbed like the pearl necklace on the way. I didn't get the whole ship. Just grab a little necklace on the way out.
Get Cam on this show. I want Cam on right now. Cam, where are you at?
Let's get through. Let's get through the rest.
I'd love to. Yeah.
Let's get through the rest of the. Let's get through the rest.
Well, let's go while he's coming on. Cam, get on here while we're talking about these dudes.
Uncle T, we're going to keep moving here. Let's go down. We talked enough about that. Let's move on. This final, let's separate it real quick, but let's go quick. Like Scheffler to Nah, because the 5K range, I think, is a bigger discussion. We already talked about how important the strategy is, and we already know what that means. just anybody in here from Scheffler down to Na that you're all over, or what's your thoughts on this range?
Yeah, a quick point about someone I don't know that either one of us mentioned just above there, and Louie Eustace. So Louie Eustace is an interesting one for me because when I first looked at the pricing, I didn't have a ton of interest in Louie, and I played him probably more than most during this nice stretch of golf during the late spring and summer for Louie. He's coming off a couple where he's kind of backed up a little bit and not gotten in there. I think he didn't play in the first event, but I think at 7,600, I think he's an interesting play for me. He's going to be about 16% owned or so, 17% owned. I think he falls in a range where I might have some interest in him. And I definitely, before we get to these other ones, I do want to get your all's thought there because he's a guy that in a lot of these majors and stuff, he just crushed the majors this year. And at $7,600, he fits kind of in that build where we could use some Louie Eustace, and I don't think a ton of people are going to go there. So I do have some interest there. Sung J.M. he went through that stretch during the summer where he wasn't very good. He's playing lights out right now. His confidence is sky high. And, again, he's a good iron player. He's a good ball striker. And his thing is too, again, can he get hot enough on the greens to come through for us? But to go down a little bit, Scottie Scheffler is my favorite player, probably under 7K. And that's not going to be really any revelation. I mean, he's going to be high owned for a reason. I think he should be $500, $600, $700 more expensive. Scotty Sheffield had one bad round last week. I think it was actually the opening round last week at the BMW, and then ended up T22. So he finished out okay. So I do like Scotty Scheffler. And then after that, I go down to almost an unowned Kevin Na. He's going to be probably one of the least owned guys in the entire slate, him and Stuart Sink, as far as what I'm seeing. And I know Big T liked him a little bit last week as far as in his player pool. Again, the guys around him, above him, you got Matsuyama and Connors. Below him, you got Berger, Reed if he plays, Neiman, Garcia. You got guys underneath and below him, or underneath and above him, that I think more people are going to go to. So again, you're getting guys down here. They're just going to play like a Sunday afternoon, trying to make up as many strokes as they can. And Kevin Na can clearly, and I don't ever play Kevin Na. So if you were to tell me one guy down here that I don't think as many people will be on, that I'll definitely have some of, it'll be Kevin Na. But my favorite play probably is going to be Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah, I like Scheffler. He's always good, especially in a no cut. You're getting 4 rounds.
Right.
It's always going to be a bad one. Normally it's round 4, but you mentioned it last week, maybe round 1. This is where you can get a guy, and at 6,800, he's going to go pin hunting and try and get this is the Pin Seekers show. He makes a lot of sense for the title of the show. So I like that call. I like my guy down there, Cory Connors, the only Canadian in the field there. So I'll definitely get after some Cory Connors action. We talk about tee to green game, just general upside, another guy that's going to be pin seeking himself. So I think he makes a lot of sense down there. I want to get your thoughts, though, Big T, on this range, because Decky could be interesting. That's pretty cheap for a Hideki Matsuyama, who may not go super low, but you could see him put up like a 10 under round on the week. And that's kind of, DJ-esque from last year. It gets you a lot of points on the board at 6,400. So I think that kind of makes some sense. And then obviously Scheffler, who we talked about. And then you've got your flop leg with Kevin Na, because that was your guy from last week and didn't come through, but now could be a bounce back spot. So where are you at in the 6K range?
Tambo, real quick before Big T gets in, I want to say one more thing. So one of the things too that we look at, and you mentioned it early in one of your comments earlier in the show, is these guys down in this range. Last year it was Mackenzie Hughes and Sebastian Munoz. I think if you can pick the right, guy, maybe 2 guys down in this range, and they finish 5th, 6th, 7th, somewhere in that range, 8th even. That's what's going to really make the difference. If you can somehow bring 2 of these guys that finish, that start 25th on back or 22nd on back, and you can get a top 5, top 6, top 7. And again, it's easier said than done, right? But we saw it last year, and that was the point you were making earlier.
The Uncle T passion cannot be beat. You're stealing my thunder early.
Oh, my bad.
But I love it. No, I love it, man. That's what I want to be here for. But we'll let Big T go first, and then I'll circle back to everything you just said there real quick.
Yeah, I mean, this range is honestly why Rahm and Cantley are going to be so popular. These guys are great players down in this cheap range. The same reason I played him last week. Look at his recent finishes. He still finished 17th last week, and I felt like he played terrible. After he shot 72 on Thursday, after that, 65, 69, 67. If he would have thrown a 67 in on Thursday, he would have been right there again. And before that, 8th, 2nd, 23rd, 2nd. he's going to be extremely low owned. I love Na. I mean, I absolutely love him. And it's weird because, like Uncle T said, I never play Na, like ever. I don't even like Na. I hate how he plays, but we follow the money when we do this. And 6K Kevin Na at 10% owned is something I'd be interested in. The old Entourage people, is that something you might be interested in, Tambo? Tell me you've seen Entourage. I know you've seen it.
Of course. I had to call JSU to make sure it was a rewatch a couple weeks ago just to make sure when we were chatting about that. But yeah, I think I want to make one big point here. This is probably one of the bigger points of the week that I'm going to make. This kind of stuff on the premium shows you'll be looking forward to. Again, subscribe to the channel, like the channel, sign up using RPS NFL 15. You want to get on board, lock in the 15% off for life. But this is my point, and that's why Uncle T went halfway, right? Halfway action, little 6 to 9 p.m. there, but no midnight Atlantic time, by the way. But we'll go all the way here now. Is when I talked about it earlier, there was a DJ tournament lineup that actually beat the lineup everyone's referencing as the winner. Forget the optimal. We see the optimal every week. You leave $7,000 on the table and you have the optimal lineup. No one's doing that. We can hunt for optimals all day. It's tougher. That's what we want to do in Showdown. Big T talked earlier about the NFL shows, the Head Chopper, Big T show. I was on a show last season with Head Chopper. Loved doing it. And he was like we would hunt for optimals there because it matters so much more. So we don't chop up. We're always hunting for the optimals. We're not trying to find it, but we have salary to use and ways to use it. It's even more important, by the way, I think on a week like this. And this is what I'll say. The lineup with DJ that used him at $15,000 and had a $5,900 and a $5,200 guy would be comparable this week to using the guy up top in the 13K range and a couple of these 6K guys. You got Kokrak, not really any high ownership. Kevin Na, not really any high ownership. And I get that there's guys in the 5K range. Well, definitely one guy I want to talk about that you could use instead. But what I'm trying to say is that lineup last year, there is no 15K guy this year. So you definitely have that $1,000 or $2,000 to move up off this 5K range completely, where most people that are going with Rom have at least one 5K guy, or if they're going Rom Cantley, they at least have one or two 5K guys. And that's how you can be different this week in single entry and wherever, whether you want to focus on ownership or not. Your construction should just naturally be different by doing it that way. So Big T, any thoughts on that? And then we'll move it along.
I think it's all game theory. It's why I love it. I love the Showdown format. I love the 2-game formats. That's why I'm excited about football coming. We're back in the Showdown format. There's nothing more important than being unique this week in a 30-man field. There's just not anything more important than that. If you're a tournament player trying to win big money playing tournaments, like you just can't jam all the chalk. You got to think game theory. Tambo said it perfectly. Like you gotta find a way to be a little different. I think my way is going to be fading these top couple guys. The thing is, I know I've already said it, but if you fade Rom and you fade Cantley, you can do anything else you want, and you're going to be pretty different. And you can just build some incredible teams that way. So I think that's the way. I want to do, since it's the first night too, I want to spice up the pot. I want to give somebody a $5.55 ticket. How do we need to give it to him, Tambo? We got to give one away tonight. Let's give one away.
All right, let's do it. I'm all for that. We love the good mojo. It always works out so well. Last night, talk about me coming on the first show, and a bunch of members had a great night. The Big T core was fire. I had a good night overall, but we got to give it away. So what do we want to do here? Uncle T, what's the normal thoughts? This is a free show. There's a lot of good people in the chat that has been very active. Love to see that. How do we want to give this thing away, Uncle T? I'll let you take the floor.
You got to be a member too. That's the only clarification. You got to be a member to get this ticket.
Okay. Glaucoma's a member, but this guy don't need that money, so you're out.
Glaucoma's richer than all three of us combined.
I love
Glaucoma picks winner.
I love this guy, but we can't give it to him. But there's a lot of other people in the chat, and we got a lot of members in there as well. Uncle T, let's throw something out there. How you want to do this? We're giving away a $5.55 ticket for the Tour Championship. Round this PGA season out strong. What's the deal here? Because Big T's giving this away his own pocket.
I don't know. What do you think, Big T? You kind of caught me off guard last time.
I wasn't planning on doing it, but I was just feeling the good mojo. I felt good with you guys.
Last time I was asked to do something, Big T had the glow lights in the background there in his
I still got the little string back there.
Yeah, so
working on it.
But no, see if you can come up with something. You caught me off guard.
We'll just see. Yeah, I mean, who wants a ticket? Like, whoever has the best reason, we should give them. Again, you got to be a member. As long as you're a member and you give us a reason we should have the ticket, we're going to give you a $5.55 ticket tonight to play. What is it this week? $5.55. Let's see what the prize pool is. There's 2 of them up. What's the
listen, I'm hosting this show. Tell me
$400K.
Tell me the biggest reason Big T's a donkey for fading Morikawa at $8,300 in this field this week. And then Uncle T, my main man, will pick a winner from the responses. Got to be an RPS member. Why is Big T a donkey for fading Morikawa? Any reason. It doesn't have to be because don't tell me because he's gaining 8.9 strokes with his thing over this last few weeks. That's not what we do here. Let's not talk about that. But find a reason, put it in the chat, and then we'll get you set up. Uncle T will pick one at the end of the show, so stick around. Let's keep it going. One thing I would say, just
Tambo, give them bonus points too. Maybe if someone's like in the Discord, if anyone gets in the Discord and like sends a picture that they just signed up with the reason, then maybe that gives them a little boost.
Absolute bonus reason. I know my guy Todd Strong was saying earlier he's signing up. So I love to see that. Anybody wants to do that, that's just extra bonus points on top. Throw some, good pictures, some good stuff in there. We'll give you some bonus points for that. And we know Alec Aikens. This guy loves Big T so much.
I mean, that's a good man. That's how you win, Alec.
He's not even close to a donkey, and that's all.
Big T's not going to pick it. I'm picking.
I do 2 tickets now. All of a sudden, if he starts buttering me up,
yeah, you stroke him, you might get one too. Imagine that. Said Morikawa's noodle is longer than Bryson's, and we move on.
Oh, stop.
Last point I was going to make about
there's no way that's true.
No, it's definitely not true. Kevin Na and Connors, we mentioned them. You like him. I like my Canadian guy. If you start your lineup bottom up and just use those 2 guys and then start mixing in and peppering some of that middle range you mentioned, and you just land on Rahm, it doesn't matter that you landed on Rahm, because you have all these different guys down below and you didn't even touch the 5K range. So it's just another example of how you can do it. One thing I really believe is that, like I said, one of the guys, I know Big T wasn't fully in on this, but I do think one of those 5-figure guys will be on the winning lineup. I'm not sure which one exactly. There's ways to get different. Land on whoever you land on, use it as a core, build around it, whatever you might want to do. But I would say that. So some really good ones coming in. People want to cancel their membership and re-sign back up to get one up on the field just so they can repost the screenshot.
I might do 2. Let's do 2. I'm feeling good tonight with Tambo and more. Let's do 2. Let's do 1. The reason you said, Tambo. Well, I don't even know what it was, why I'm a donkey for fading Morikawa. Number 2, though, we're going to do 2 tickets because I'm in a giving mood. 2 tickets. The second one's going to be whoever can be a new member. So you got a screenshot signing up for at least a month, too. None of the week stuff. At least a month. With the code, too. Tambo, what's the code?
RPS NFL 15, at least a month. You lock it in for life. Sign up.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. You're locking 15%. Sign up for the bet side, too. It's $85. Get you, it'll be for life, the whole site. Whoever gets in the Discord, which is a little bit of it takes a minute. You got to click the link. Captain or Mangone's got to let you in. Get in the live show chat in the Discord. As a new member, you got to post a screenshot of you signing up and say something that gets me, that'll get you in the ball game. And then you say something that makes me laugh. We're going to pick a winner that does that tonight, too, for the second entry.
Yeah, that's what Cam does. That's why Cam's going to be coming on the Wednesday show. This guy makes me laugh every single time. It's just funny. But
saying Big T, Millie in the chat here in the live show, Kawa has a small ding is why he's fading. That's a good reason. I mean, that's I've never used the word ding, but it works. I mean, dong would be a little funnier, but I support it.
I'll be honest. That's a good point, and it's a correct statement probably. But Uncle T needs a little bit something more than that to give out a $5.50 ticket. You got to be a little more creative than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Said looks like Big T could use some of Harry Terry's Bush grooming tips for his head.
No, that's not true. I'm not balding. I just keep it tight up top. Look at that.
That's a fresh fade. That's
not balding. I am not balding. I am balding around the dong, though. I'll tell you that much.
Oh man, this is so good. Big T is not a donkey for fading Tiny Peen Morikawa in his bad form. So I'm DQ'd, but I stand with Big T. Oh man, this is so good. Big T is like, let's have 200 people DM Mangone's so mad right
That's
now.
another part about it that I love. Everyone DM Mangone to get in the Discord.
Oh man, this is so good right now. All right, are we ready to talk about the 5K range? I think we talked enough strategy around it. We understand that if you're going with that range,
I didn't
really
get to
gotta
talk
be
about
unique.
my boy Cory Connors.
Yeah, what do you want to tell me about him? The Canadian kid.
The dude won me $1 million. The dude makes birdies every single freaking week.
Correct.
The dude, I love Cory Connors. I don't know what it is about him. He's one of my favorite. I mean, probably that he won me $1 million, but the guy he always comes through for me. I love Cory Connors. I love it. Again, this is why those top guys are going to be so popular, though. I mean, you can play Kokrak, Scheffler, Hideki, Connors, in the 6K range, like Tambo's saying. Maybe you don't go down. These guys are studs. I mean, they're normal weeks. They're way up there in price. I love these guys to polish up the 6K range.
And I think like Matsuyama and Na, just remember these are polished vets in a two guys out of a 30-man field that you can plop into your lineup there. And then these guys just get to roll out, do their thing. They know how to strategize for an event like this. They've been here before. They got that set up. So I got the 5K range. I'm hyped to talk about this because I got a tasty nugget on a guy
Let
down
Uncle
here.
T talk first while I get a refill because I can't miss the nugget.
We'll let you call it a refill on your second piss break. Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's not true. Not true. Actually, I might piss this time. The first time,
Okay,
definitely
okay.
not.
That's
The
a good
first
way
time,
to say
not
you
true.
didn't do it the first time.
The best part is Tambo's already seeing through Big T's lies when he goes to take a leak 6 times while he's on the show. That's the best part. But
We know this. We know this. We're no jokers here, Uncle T. We got it all figured out. But let's talk about it because Berger's gaining all the ownership here. Sergio, of course. Man, this is a cheap price tag for Sergio. I don't care what the ownership is realistically when you think about what he can do. We just talked about him last week for 4 rounds. He doesn't have to go out and win this thing at 5,400. Like, just remember that. And I'll talk about that with Berger in a second. But give me your thoughts on this range first, Harry Terry.
yeah, and I think 3 of these guys in this 5K range are going to be just massively owned. You've got Berger, you've got Garcia, and you've got EVR all the way down there at an even 5K. It's going to be hard for me to talk you off any of them because they've all got reasons for why you would play them. Daniel Berger's had a great year. He's kind of tailed off just a little bit, but he's an elite ball striker, can get hot, can make birdies. He's 5,800. 5,800. I could understand if he was 6,800 this week. 5,800. Garcia, you and I were all over the last couple weeks. You obviously get that. And EVR is playing with as much confidence, right? And Tambo, sometimes we talk about on these shows and in general with golf, some of these guys that, they're not the true studs, right? They're the guys that are trying to get there. They're trying to make a name for themselves. They're trying to get into that top 30 to 50. And like the guys that are up and coming. EVR is one of those guys where he's just gaining more and more and more confidence. And I think confidence is a huge thing, as we know in golf. And I just think EVR, he's a tough fade at 5K, and I get if it's about the roster construction that we talked about the entire show. But for me, out of those 3, and it's going to sound crazy because I think he might be the third. I don't know. I think Berger's going to probably be the one people go to, but I like EVR down there. Out of those 3 that are going to be high owned, I like those 3 the most. But I'm like you though. I like kind of the builds of not even going to the 5K range. So if I had to, I'd go all the way down to 5K. And the way you could be different is maybe a little different is don't play EVR on a John Rahm team. I mean, whereas most people, if they take a Rahm or Cantley team, they'll grab EVR, maybe go a little bit different, go up to 6K or 6,200 with Na or Connors, and that right away will get you different.
Yeah, I like that. I like what you said. The rules, my guy, Jay Steele, I saw he signed up, came across maybe from another site. I don't know, speculation, but came across, he wants the groups. He always likes them. And he said, what are the groups going to be? That was certainly one I thought of. Another one I thought of, and this is certainly a tournament where I'll do this. This will give this one out too, but I like to build in sets. So when I'm playing my 150, maybe this week I roll 3 sets of 50 lineups where I build them each differently. But if one set hits, I still got 50 lineups to most people's 20 or 30 that they're putting in, and I'm already beating them with that. If my other set hits, I'm really crushing them. But what I would say is this 5K range, you could even set it up to max of 1, where everyone saw that you needed 2 in last year. Like I said earlier, I was real PC about it. I said if my aunt was a man, she'd be my uncle. That's not the real saying. But it's like last year don't matter to me. I don't care. It was last year, 1 year sample size a year ago with different guys. Don't care. So I like what you said there. Brittany in chat, she said she got a group, EVR, Sergio, and Berger at most one. Love that group, Brittany.
Yeah.
I think that makes a lot of sense. Neiman, one thing I'll say about Neiman, don't mind him. I just think that he's the sneaky play that's not sneaky. Everyone's saying, oh, play Neiman. No one's going to be on him down there. Everyone's moving to him late. Go ahead, Big T, and then don't take my nuggets, please. There is only one Nuggets, the man of the people. But don't take my tasty.
I clearly didn't mention him.
What?
I clearly didn't mention him, right? So
no, you didn't mention him.
But he was taking the second league, so he isn't going to know who we're
talking about. No, it was first league. Who did you say, Tambo?
I'm going to cut you off right now.
Oh, you haven't said it yet?
No. I'm going to roll it out here so you don't take it.
Okay, roll.
This guy is showing up as
one person signed up, Tambo.
Can this
one
be the
person?
notebook play?
Well, it's just so far. We got to have more, but we do have one person. So we're guaranteed to have at least one contender. If no one else gets in, my man Shady 0828 is going to win, but maybe there'll be more people come in.
I love some M&M too. Shady be the perfect guy to pick it up. So let's go. Okay.
I mean, you're warming my heart here. M&M, there's nothing better than M&M.
There really isn't. So I really like that. Let's go ahead. Yeah.
You're going to say the Nugget before I talk about. You got to save the Nugget. Let me talk about the range.
If you even say his name or start to say it, I'm
probably not going to because I don't like this range. So I'll kill this range and then you can talk about the Nugget. The Nugget's in the 5K range. And I know it's not Daniel Berger because that's too chalky.
That's
Can't
obvious.
be Sergio because you gave him last week. So I'm not going to talk about the Nugget. I'm going to let you do it. I will just say that if you're fading Rahm and Cantley, which I'm leaning towards doing, I think you can fade this range too. If you fade the 5K range and the two top guys, you can literally play everyone else and you'll be unique, which I like. And I don't really like this range. Like EVR, yeah, he looked incredible last week. How much week-to-week basis do we have where we just love a guy because he's 5K? The last three of the last 4 weeks, the Barracuda, he wins. Northern Trust 7th, BMW 5th. I hope I'm not shitting on your Nugget because I'll feel bad.
You're certainly not shitting on my Nugget with chalk EVR at Stone Min.
Good.
Go ahead.
I'm glad. I was worried about that, but he's looked good. The problem is with EVR is he's probably going to finish 30th place. He's going to get a bunch of ownership. He's clearly the worst guy in the field. If you just look at golfers, like if we ranked him 1 to 30, he would be number 30. Like he would probably finish 30th, which is not going to get you anything this week. I love the EVR fade. Billy Ho hasn't been incredible in a while. Don't need him. Stewart, actually, I take it back. Stewart Sink, I think, is the worst play of the week by far.
Oh, now I got to cut you off.
Yeah, cut me off. Go with Stewie.
Let's hear it. This is the thing. So
let's hear it.
Stewie Sink is the lowest owned guy of the week. So I couldn't be more. I couldn't agree with you more on EVR. Okay, what do we talk about in golf every week? Who's the chalk low price guy that sucks and they're terrible every single time because everyone's on them and there's so many options around them. We just talked about how you can literally fade this entire range and be away from this. Why EVR? There's a reason he had to squeak in with a approach shot to 2 feet just to get in the box. Now, is he going to be pin seeking? For sure. Can he pull this? Remember, him and KH Lee were in the same spot on hole 18.
Hold on a second. Did our boy KH Lee not make it?
He put it in the wall. He had the same shot as EVR. He watched EVR plant it to 2 feet, and then he put it into the wall.
I remember now. He made bogey. Oh,
yeah, so bad. And then flubbed the chip worse than Bryson did on 17 or whatever it was. Just a mess. But I'll tell you this: it is not because of ownership. I never just play a guy because he's the lowest owned on the slate. It's not Reed. Reed might be the lowest owned on the slate for good reason. He's going through a lot. We already talked earlier, but now he's got to pop it up and do his thing to get his paycheck here. But listen. Did you know, this is the tidbit. I'm not saying Nugget no more because Nugget's man of the people already DM me in the whole 9 yards. But Stewart Sink's home course is East Lake.
Really?
He's got his boy on the bag again. There's a major article out there. I saved this tidbit for tonight only because I wanted to have this out here and didn't give it away. Got some insight on it from a dude on Twitter, hooked me up, and I went and dug into it. This is his course. He's ready for it. He's going to be pin seeking as himself. Try and pick up another $1 million with his son. His son is going to go off the bag after this event. It's the last hurrah. He's getting a job working in the power industry or oil industry or something. I don't even know what it was. You gotta go read the article. He said this is what his son said. It's been a great thing going from him being my dad to him being my friend and being his caddy and working for him. But he said, I'm going to go off the bag because I know he can't have a better year than he just had. It's almost downright impossible to expect this man to go out and win tournaments again. And so I really do like this, man. I do like the fact that no one's playing him for no apparent reason. The guy has a great game. By the way, we talked earlier about Morikawa. What course was Stewie Cink other win? RBC Heritage, tree line, shorter, available, really tough track. The article said this man came to battle Morikawa on round Sunday, and I'm shitting on Morikawa now, but not for this week, just for that week. Morikawa showed up with a 72, no win in sight. Stewie Cink went out and did his job and won the damn thing for another win with his son. So this is what I'm talking about. You got to get on Stewie Cink. This is the guy I'm talking about down here at 5,200. If I was right on Sergio last week, I want to be right on Cink this week. This is the guy I think could set you different, and just use him. You don't got to use him, everyone else. You can just use him, stack up that mid-tier range Big T was talking about, and then land on one of them guys at the top that you think has shipped this thing. And boom, that's how you get yourself a winner.
We got Patrick Reed in the chat.
Uncle T, you hurt my feelings. You go right to that after all that fire and hype.
Yeah, I mean, that was a lot of fire.
I'm trying to find a winner for the 555, so I'm listening, but I got to keep an eye on chat because we got to pick out a winner here in a minute. So I apologize, but
there's always next week, Uncle T. Wes Bearden, you just signed up, man. Put that screenshot in the chat. You got yourself a what is it, a 1 in 2 chance with M&M?
We got 3 screenshots right now, so
okay,
we got 3. You're 1 in 3 chance right now.
And I've got a leader in the clubhouse. I'm not going to say who it is, but I do have a leader in the clubhouse as far as the other ticket in the YouTube chat. So keep them comments coming.
The viewers are going up. We're up over. I mean, it's 200. It's nothing to talk about, but I'm just saying we're on a Wednesday night, an event nobody really cares about at 11:24 Atlantic time. Not even a time zone that exists in the US of A. And we're still got this many people on here with us. This is why you're joining. RPS NFL 15, it's for life. And once you get in, you will stay for life. I promise you. That's why we're talking about it. So again, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Big T, got to get your follow-up though on the Cink play.
Oh man, I'm torn because you really saw. So just full disclosure, like always with me, coming into the show, I thought he was the worst play on the board. You look, he hasn't top 20'd since April. He's just been really, really bad. He just hasn't been good. I'm actually surprised did he win twice? Is that why?
Yeah, well, yeah, of course. But what does he have to lose here this week?
So you got to let me finish. So I was going to circle back to saying, you really convinced me though with the kid. He's got nothing to lose, the price. And the most importantly, I think he's going to be the lowest owned guy in the field. Just looking, he just looks like you can't play him on paper. You look at him. I mean, how could you play him over Sergio at 54? You just couldn't, right? You can't click Stewart Cink over Sergio after last week. So you sold me. I believe in Tambo. That's why I love having him here with us. We pick winners, and
we do pick winners, but we'll go down with the ship too. This is the guy. I'm just saying. It's not. I'm not. If you go on another show, they're not going to tell you all that.
No,
you on the show probably never heard that info all week, and then they're going to tell you to play him because he's 7%. Why? Yeah. If he's no reason to play him, I'm talking about A, B, C, D equals E. That's why I'm playing him. There's all those things add up. So that's just where I'm coming from on it. There's 2 $555 tickets out there.
That is just on fire. Is all I can say. They are on fire.
We got good mojo going. I might give a 3rd ticket here soon. I'm feeling good.
The latest was here to snap necks and cash checks. Gotta love that. Oh yeah, let's go.
I just want that Bryson thing that Tambo gave away to somebody. Did you see me, Tambo? Did you see me try to buy that from him? And he said no.
Yeah,
I said, name your price. I didn't even say an amount. I said, tell me how much you want for it. He said it's not for sale.
Oh, a couple things. I talk about my man Mangone. He first of all, he didn't pick you, which was I got him to help me pick a winner, and he did a great job. He picked.
That was very hurtful.
Mangone is the best because he remembers everything, and that's why I love Mangone. He said, if but how many eagles does Stewie Sink score? Because we got to get K Falik on here and let us know if he gets an eagle and he gets that eagle and plus those position points, like we're going to vault up the board. Like, how can you not play him? So to answer your question, he actually does put up a few eagles, but I do think, that's the way to go. So what are we doing here, Uncle T? You got a winner or what?
Yeah, I do, but these comments are coming in just fast and furious. Hang on, let me go back up to it. Are we going to cut it off now and give it out?
No, give them we haven't even got to winners yet. Give them a little more time to process.
Just
Right,
too
we'll
good.
let more get in there.
Yeah.
And don't forget about Big T. Tell me about Jordan Niehaus. I like this guy. He's like, got to be
That's Uncle T's kid. Let Uncle T tell you about him. That's his kid.
That's my son. He's
geez.
listening in the other room.
If you ain't watching your dad on a YouTube show at 11:28 Atlantic time in Canada, then you ain't doing it right. So shout out to Jordan Niehaus. Love this guy. Seen him on Twitter today, actually. That's why I brought it up. But this is just a great show. I'm happy to be here. This fire is only available on the premium show going forward. I don't care. Hype it all day, every day. RPS NFL 15. Get in there. When did I become fit? K Falik? Never. Never. K Falik's my boy, but I'm me.
Nobody's giving away more stuff than Nuggets, by the way. Nuggets, you want to get in the Discord? I mean, Nuggets gives away tickets freaking every night to people in Discord, it feels like. Nuggets is just a great dude.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Keep.
How's the Royals doing tonight? I mean, all these. K Falik, how the Royals looking? Are they crushing?
Mondesi put up a home run. You got beat. Everyone said that's the Morikawa of the week. You ain't on Mondesi. He homers. Shout out JSU. And then you ain't on Morikawa. Shout out AP. And Morikawa's gonna ship. And Cam's on Morikawa too. That means his boy's on him. That means you're making a mistake.
I'm choking because he made me laugh.
People don't
I
even
think
want John Smith anymore.
Morikawa is a
Tambo.
terrible play.
Nugget ships booze also. Send it. Let's go. All right, let's go through this then. So how do you want to do this? The thing is, I know we normally go through, I watch the shows, John Smith watch the shows, range by range, pick your favorite guy, but I'm going to segue it into like 4 groups or 3 groups here, Big T. I'll start with you. Let's go through, give me your main guy from Cantley down to Cam Smith to start.
I mean, you know my answer to this. Literally, so I haven't built any teams yet. The only guys I'm going to play in the 10Ks are Cam Smith, Jordan, and Bryson. If I got to pick one, though, it's going to be my boy. I'm riding with Bryson. I think he's going to be low owned. No one ever plays him on par 70s. He looked locked into me last week. The driver, what did he pick up? 8 strokes with the driver last week or something insane? I know it's not a 72. I like him better. I mean, obviously, everyone likes him better on par 72s, but give me Bryson up top. I think he's going to be the lowest owned guy besides Spieth and Cam. I'm going to take the 3 low owned guys, but give me Bryson.
All right. Uncle T, what do you got up top?
Yeah, I want to kind of go different, but I'm going to take Rahm. It's not the easy way out. I just feel like he's going to win. So I'm not going to come off of him. I get the roster construction that we talked about the whole show, but I'm going to go Rahm up top. Did you want just one in that group, or?
If you want to give a second, by all means. I'm going to give a couple because that's what I do. I'm with you on Rahm, but he's too easy. But I hope in this show you guys saw that we talked about enough ways to understand.
Let me say about Rahm, though. So we keep saying how easy he is. Me and Tambo talked earlier.
Easy. I just feel like he's going to win. So
we all think that, though. That's my point. Like, we think he's that way. But like last week, I locked him in. I played him all 150 teams. He let me down. Like, he doesn't have to play bad to let us down. Like, if he finishes 5th, that's not going to be on the winner, I don't think. I don't think he has to be bad to not let us. Like, he's got to win or finish 2nd to pay off this price. It just feels tough to have to finish top 2 to pay off the price.
It's just what he does, though. And then the other thing about it is,
sure, I'm not arguing that.
It's the guys around him, right? It's that, and this is, I get where the game theory perspective comes in, because you say, like, it's easy at the ownership, but when you've got, it's guys like Cantley, Bryson, Finau, all these guys around him that you just are unsure of, Cam Smith, England, like, it's John Rahm. This guy is on a total another level, and anything can happen in any event. I do like Rahm. The guy for me that's behind it is, Cantley, if you want to pivot up for 14 or 15% ownership, and then JT. that's sort of my three main dudes in this range. But Uncle T, you wanted to mention a second there. What else do you got?
Yeah, I think as we've talked through the show and even during the day today doing some research, I think I'm kind of warming up to adding Jordan Spieth up there. And it's just because, again, he's in a range where he's at 10-4. You're not going to break the bank. We already talked about our construction and how we're going to do the bottom portion of this field. And if he's going to come in the lowest of these top 7, 8, 9 golfers, I kind of like Jordan Spieth as my second guy up top.
Yeah, I don't hate that. I think an interesting play would be almost to just go with what Big T said and fade the three guys up top. If you are in on Spieth, who I like, Cameron Smith is the Australian Jordan Spieth, and we don't have the Mackenzie Hughes this year that was, by the way, in the optimal last year, but he's the Canadian Jordan Spieth. We got the Canadian Morikawa in Cory Connors down below, but I do like if you started with like JT and Spieth, two dudes that not only could score enough but could actually win, fade the top, and then get yourself different. You could definitely just stay in the 6K in that mid-range. I think that is an extremely interesting build in even single entry, like a $200 single entry. Just go away from it. We know people are going to play the guys up top. They're even going to play them together in some of those lineups. So I think that's a way to go about it. Anything else you want to add in this upper range, Big T, and then we'll move on?
No, I think you guys nailed it. It just depends on the strategy you want to. Who's third? Is it Finau or Bryson? As far as score,
Finau second.
Finau second. So what's the actual score? I don't have it up. It's Cantley, then Finau, then Rahm, then Bryson.
I think it's Cantley, Finau, Bryson, Rahm.
Rahm's fourth.
He's 4 back.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I agree with what you guys said. All these guys at the top could win. None of us are going to disagree with that. It's just a matter of game theory. I think Rahm's going to be 50%. I'm going to fade him. He's the best player. He's the best player in the world right now. None of us are going to debate that. He's awesome. It's just a game theory fade for me. I think I can build teams that can beat him as long as he doesn't finish first or second. Like if he finishes fifth, it just sounds crazy to say that if he finishes fifth, you still can't win. I mean, I wouldn't be happy if he got fifth if I played him. So, I mean, I agree with what you guys said.
Yeah, if anything carries over from what we just saw on the weekend, Rahm lineups are in big trouble. So I get it. That's why I said I'm not all in on Rahm this week. I'm not 60% Rahm this week. I'm nowhere near that. That's what I'm trying to say. So there's a lot of ways you can go up top. I like these builds. Moving down, though, Big T, I'll flip it back to you because just stick with you here. We're going Answer all the way down to Sung Jae, breaking it up into 3 groups here. So Answer down to Sung Jae. Give me maybe 2-3 guys you like down in this range and any comments on strategy if you want to go with it.
My favorite guy is going to be Hovland. I haven't been on Hovland that much either. I completely faded him last week. I like the fact that he's going back to his old irons, I heard. Again, I hate when I say stuff like this because it might not even be true, but I heard someone say he's going back to his old – is that true, first of all? He's going back to his old irons?
That's what they say. I'm like, yeah, that's like course history to me. Like, who cares? Like, you know, I
like it just because he's changing it up. Maybe he felt comfortable. I like when they change putters too. Maybe it's just me. I don't know.
Sometimes it works, and that's the thing, though. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So it's like,
believe me. I mean, you know how I am. I'm a field player anyway. So yeah, I like Hovland's my favorite. I like Sammy Burns, Xander. If I had to rank them down to Sung Jae, right? I would rank them Hovland, Burns, Xander. Yeah, it would be 1, 2, 3. I do like Answer and Rory too. I mean, I'm going to live in this range because I'm not going to play Cantley and Rahm. So I'm going to live in this range, but 1, 2, 3, Hovland, Burns, Xander.
Let's do the same, Uncle T. Let's do 1, 2, 3, talk through it. Give us any thoughts, any additions you want to add to it. But I just think this is the range here you can really focus on. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, first I want to address Myers 2305 in the Discord chat. And I like Myers 2305 because I know he listens to the shows, but he said come back and be better tomorrow, Uncle T, about the Jordan Spieth take. And look, Myers, I get it. You know, Spieth hasn't been playing well, but he's low owned, and we're trying to get different. Again, we can come out here again, like Big T said a couple of times. We can come on here and give you all the higher own guys and just say, yeah, try to plug them in. I'm trying to find something that is going to be a different build for you. So, and I know he was probably kidding for the most part, but anyway, as far as this range goes for me, and I'll start off by saying this before I mention him, that this guy, out of all the guys that are starting a little bit off the pace, And if you're wanting to make an outright bet, which it's tough in a 30-person field to make really outright bets because, you got Rahm at 3-1, Cantley at 4-1. There just doesn't make any sense to really bet it outright. I think Rory McIlroy is 25-1 right now on DK Sportsbook. 25-1. He's 9,300 on DK. I think he's one of the guys that if there's somebody down in that low 9K range, he's starting at only 2 under par. He would be one of the guys I think that can make a serious run this week and play hot. He obviously loves the course. He's been playing well, and he can drive the ball better than anybody. So I like Rory McIlroy. And going down, I love the Burns call that we've talked about a little bit. The one guy I'm a little bit worried about not playing and being very underweight on is Xander, just because I feel like he could be the one that kind of bites me in this range, but I'm not going to play 5 or 6 of these guys probably here. So I'll go to Burns. And then Hovland and Brooks Koepka I like. So if I had to rank mine, it would probably be Rory 1. I like Burns, but I'm probably going to rank Hovland 2 and Brooks 3 in that range for me.
Yeah, I think a couple points you made there, all good points, but I think one of the ones you said there, like it's just one of those things where you're looking at the range and you gotta pick your favorites. So Xander is the one that stood out to me when you mentioned him. He's 8,900. He makes all the sense in the world, but it's hard for me to get behind that when you've got the other guys there. As far as Rory McIlroy goes, I was with you. I actually did make that bet. I bet him in the strokes gained category, not the tournament winner. I just bet him in the, can he do the Xander of last year where he wins the tournament but doesn't win the actual tour championship? You know what I mean? So I do like that call. But for me, speaking of Answer, I like Answer. I like Sam Burns. It seems like we're all on Sam Burns. I like Morikawa and Koepka. That's the 4 guys. If I had to rank them, Kawa, Koepka, and then it goes probably Answer. As much as I like Burns, I'm going to go up top and say Answer versus Rory. He's going to be like 15 or 20% less owned. He literally just won a WGC that Rory was in. Like, what do you mean? This guy is on fire right now. He goes out, he goes after it. He does not make a lot of mistakes. People might forget. It's not going to be 28 under like it was last week going to a playoff here. Xander went off last year to get to 15 under and didn't win the tour championship, but won the event. I'm just saying in general. So I like Kawa, I like Koepka, and I like Abe Answer in this range. Flip it back to you, Uncle T. Finish us out, and then I'll go to Big T and round us out. We got Scheffler, who you love, I know, all the way down to EVR at 5K. Who are your 3 guys here?
Yeah, after talking through the show, I'm not coming off of Scotty Sheffield whatsoever. I think he's probably one of my favorite 3 plays on the board as far as pricing and where he's at with his game and what he can do at this course. So I'll definitely go Scheffler number 1. I'm going to go Kevin Na number 2. And coming into the show, I was a little bit higher on EVR. And again, I probably still have some shares of EVR. And I get the fade. He's been playing great. Everybody's talking him up, patting him on the back. I get your all's points there. But still, the bottom line is he's got nothing to lose, too. He's all the way at the bottom of the board. He's been playing some good golf. So I can't see him coming out here and just thinking it up. So I do like EVR a little bit as well. I'm not going to come off him. But so to circle back, so Scheffler by far number 1. I'll go Kevin Na number 2. And you talked me into Stuart Sink. I wasn't on him coming into the show, but again, you sold me on Stewie Sink.
I like that. That's the things I love to hear right there, Uncle T. But we knew that was coming, right, Big T? We knew Uncle T was going to get on board with Tambo when it comes to the play. Let's go. Sink this week. I'll tell you this. There's still somehow over 200 people watching. That's the thing about RPS. They don't leave. They stay. They stick around till the very end because they know. And I have some appreciation for that. And I saved this till the end because I'm always like this. I just do this. That's how I am. I saved one of my favorite guys. I didn't talk about him as much earlier as I would now because I had an extra point to add, and I saved it till the end. That's Daniel Berger. Chalk or not. I want to make a major point here because I got this right back-to-back weeks with another guy, and I want to make an absolute comparison. This was all over my article at Run Pure Sports. Again, join RPS NFL 15. We got some good signups. We're going to be picking some ticket winners here shortly. And I know the tickets are why people are sticking around, but I will say this. If you remember back when Adam Scott was 9,200 in the weak field, the week before the playoffs, and we loaded up on him and he crushed, should have won the tournament before that 7-man playoff or 6-man playoff when Henley messed up and everything went down. It was because Adam Scott always plays in strong fields and does 20th or 30th, and people say he sucks. It's because he plays only in the hardest courses with the best players in the world. People never look at that stuff. When he played in that event, he was forced to play in that event and almost won the thing, probably should have won the thing. The next week, everyone chased him at 8,400. I'm about to make my point. Don't get me wrong here. He did this. He was 8,400 that week. Everybody played him as he got cheaper in a stronger field, and he sucked. It's because what did you expect? He was going to come 20th or 30th again if you paid attention. Here's the thing to pay attention to. Berger is like Adam Scott. He only plays. Go look at his schedule. Use your Fantasy National. Use your sites. Go look it up. He plays in the strongest fields. When he's not in the strongest fields, coming in 20th to 30th, he's in fields like the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am where he's shipping the damn thing and getting his looks at Amanda Balionis at the end of the day. So that's what Berger does. And now you say, but Berger's back in a strong field. Well, the guy can't come 20th or 30th when he's already dead last almost. He can only go up, and they've priced it in at 5,800. So I don't care. I think 30% on Berger this week is like 24% on Bryson last week. People trying to figure out a way to be different when it's right in front of you. Berger, Sink, and then my guy Cory Connors. I like my guy Cory Connors this week. That's sort of the three guys I'm focused in on there, and we appreciate y'all sticking around. Big T, any other thoughts on this before we get into the ticket winners? Anything else for this week you want to get into before we move on?
Yeah, no, I love the Berger talk. I mean, so Berger's always been one of my favorites. I mean, the dude is 5,800 is the thing. I mean, I know he's going to be popular, but I mean, the guy is a extremely good golfer, as we all know. He's 5,800. There's just not much downside to it. I mean, if he makes some birdies, I know I've said it a few times during this show, but you don't need everybody to win this thing. Berger doesn't need to win this thing. He can make some birdies and finish 15th, and he's going to have a really good chance to be on the winner. So I love the Berger call. I mean, he might end up being one of the highest owned, if not the highest owned, behind Rahm of the whole thing, but it doesn't matter. There's only 30 people in the field. We play 6 of them. There's going to be a lot of high owned guys. So you got to just weigh the whole roster. I love the Berger call though. If I got to rank my bottom 3, I'm going to go Cory Connors 1 still. I love Cory Connors. I love his birdie making ability. I mean, he's only 400 more than Berger. I love both of those guys, though. Those are my 2 guys in this range, Connors, Berger. Third, I'm going to put Kevin Na just because flop lag from last week. He's been good. He's going to be extremely low owned. I mean, I bet he's under 10% owned just because of how good these other guys are. Sergio's going to be high owned. Berger's going to be high owned. Connors, Hideki. All these guys are going to be high owned because everybody's going to play Rahm and want to go down to this range to play a lot of these guys. So for me, give me Connors, Berger, Na.
I love the Na call. I've always been a Na homer because the guy actually wins tournaments. And these are the types of tournaments he wins when it's a tougher track. When he can, those birdies, he might not walk in as many birdies, but he doesn't make a lot of mistakes. He's because of his around the green game, his scrambling ability, he can always stay in it and just move along and cruise on to the next. Zach Dilly knows Timmy Hortons, the best. I don't even drink the coffee, but my mom loves it. And I'm in mom's basement. So we're chatting up Timmy Hose tonight. But Uncle T, any final thoughts here before we get out of here, man? This was a fun show. I was excited to be on you guys. You guys know what to do, and then we're going to pick tickets in the end. Any final thoughts? Otherwise, let's talk about the ticket winner you got.
No, it's like I said, this Wednesday show is going to be a lot of fun for me. The people that know and they've been watching these shows know that golf's my favorite sport. I really love the RPS crew that we have that cover the golf. I think we're the best in the business, in my opinion. I think there's just so many knowledgeable guys with our cores, Schneider and AP putting together the playbook that is just as in-depth as they come. But no, you got this week and then we got the Ryder Cup coming up and then we got the fall swing. So Tambo and I will be here to again, bring you guys all these shows. We'll have Big T in here on some of the bigger, the bigger events. And then, like he said earlier, if you guys weren't here, we'll probably bring in some other guys from time to time, but really looking forward to it, looking forward to this event this week. And, maybe we'll get a surprise winner this week and we'll get, maybe one of them guys from the back that comes and wins the tournament, but another guy wins the FedEx Cup. So that definitely can happen.
Yeah. One last point. Brittany brought up a good point. Is it good to leave money? And then Mamba for Life right after said it's 3,200 too much. I don't play like that. I'm using like 49,000 to 50 and realistically 49.7 to try and be a little bit more unique somewhere in that range, is giving everything away here, but 49.2 to 49.7 type range. Some will have 50, but they'll be extremely unique in that range. Hope to get as many as possible, as always, of course. But I think it's fine to leave money on the table. Definitely. You guys got to look at it that way. Last year, 49.2, 49.5. All those were sort of the way. Even without having DJ at 15, you got those other guys at 13. So I think that's the way to go about it. This is absolutely a fun show. Big T, you got a winner, or we want to go to Uncle T's winner first?
Just to polish up what you just said, though, I think 49-1 to – I always use 49-1 to – I put 50K in just because – depends on how chalky I am at the top. Like if I played Rahm this week, I may go 49-9 to 49-1. But because I'm going to fade Rahm and Cantley, I'll go 50K to 49-1. I don't think you need to leave more than that. Like I'm all for fading Rahm, but if you're leaving 3K on the table, I mean, I'm going up from any of those guys, 7,300 and above the Rahm. I mean, whatever the number is to Rahm. What is he? He's 13K. So anybody, 10K? I mean, I'm just going to play Rahm if I can get up to it or the top tier. I'm not going to leave 3K this week is what I'm saying. But winners, I mean, what are we doing? One winner or the favorites down? What are we doing?
We already did that.
I mean, like winners, though. That was DFS plays. We got to pick winners.
Well, Tambo's the host.
We picked the winners in the range. Try to tell me
we need winners, though, for betting. Who are we betting?
All right. We talked. I said I got Rory. In again, you probably don't even know this because I know you just tuned in tonight to be on the show, but there's different markets to bet this week. You can bet in the standard market where Cantley is like right up there and Rahm is right behind, like that sort of thing. Or you got the other market where you've got it's just strokes gained only, where like Xander won last year but didn't win the tournament. So what winners do you got, Big T?
Just the tournament, like the normal one where Rahm's 3-1, Cantley's 4-1, just that.
Exactly, the terrible market.
Yeah,
please.
It's not a terrible market if you're fading those two.
Yeah, tell me who you've got. Who's the winner?
I'm gonna go down the list. Let me find one. I'm gonna figure it out. Exactly what I expected, but I love it. That's what I do, Tambo.
I know that's what you do. I'm good with it.
I'm gonna pick Xander at 25-1. I'm gonna give you one lower down. So Xander 25-1 is my top guy. Let me find one in the mid range.
I mean, these are literally like Xander's okay, but whoever this next one is a loser bet.
Yeah. Stop. What do you mean it's a loser bet? Stop.
Bet it. No one's coming back to win this thing over.
Book
4
it
days.
then. You want to book it?
Please. I'll like Holden booked it earlier.
I'll just put just like that. I'm going to put $100 on it.
We can't have my $100 if I lose on this show.
So who's it on?
I don't know yet, but are you going to book it?
I'm very likely to book it.
Very likely? No, don't be backpedaling. You said I'm not going to win.
Okay, because you said I'm going to this really
just
high
$100.
Range. Yeah, I know that to you, but it could be 5,000 to me, 10,000.
You said I'm not going to win though, so it doesn't matter, right?
But you said you're going way down the list. I'm a clarification guy. You go ahead. Tell me who you got, and I'll likely book it.
I'll pick someone over 100-1 if you want to do $100.
Okay, booked.
Okay, just for fun, let me find one. Oh, right away, I see your boy at 100-1. Don't make me
stupid. Sing?
Cory Connors?
No, not Sink. Sink's not winning.
Cory Connors.
No, I should pick Connors at 130. I don't even know what strokes these guys are at. Is the problem,
win, man? They're not going to win.
I'm gonna really make it painful for you because you already booked it, and I'm gonna use your guy against you. Daniel Berger, 100-1, baby, 100 to win 10K. I'm coming for you, Tambo.
Hey, I'll give you my PayPal tonight to send the hundo.
Deal. I'll send it.
You have to escrow. You have to escrow on this bet.
I'll send the 100. You can send me 10-1 back on Monday.
Sure. I'd love to
send me the PayPal. I'll send it right now while we're on the show.
Yeah, this ain't no Timmy's Gav Fitz.
Oh, Nuggets wants it too. Nuggets, you got it too. I'll take 100-1 on Berger. Send me your PayPal. You both got me.
Joey Work is in the chat. My favorite guy. Joey always doing work. Joey putting in work. Joey the fucking man doing work. This guy knows betting. You're not even in the right fucking market, Big T. Like that was literally that was probably a more free $100 than the Pensac bucks I got last week on Bryson DeChambeau at that course versus Cam Smith. Uncle T, give us the winners, please.
Yeah. So my winner, and I don't think anyone from -4 on back is realistically going to win the golf tournament. I will say that. So if I can't take, so me and Tambo are on the same page.
I
here.
disagree.
Yeah, if you we got to cut the show off because we'll go on for another hour. But there's reasons why I don't think anyone from say 4 on back will win. But for betting purposes, I'm going to go with Rory McIlroy. He's 2 back, but he's 25-1. I think he brings some good value. If there is a guy down there, I will go with him. And a long shot on the board again. If we're going to just throw a guy, I do think Scheffler can make a run. 65-1, I think he is. But again, I don't think any of them guys that far back got a realistic chance to win this week.
Yeah, I love that call, Big T. I bet Rory 25-1. It was on the podcast earlier this week with my boy Kenny Kim. I bet DJ, guy we didn't talk a lot about. Like I said, we could go all night, but we're not going to do it this night. Majors, we're going to go. I already booked JSU for the Masters. I'm going all night, overnight till we get to lock.
Right up the tee off.
Yeah, we're going to lock. I swear to God, I'll do it. You guys know I will. DJ 20-1, Rory 25-1, and Sergio 40-1. That was what I went with this week on my bets, and that is stroke play only, the correct market to bet this week if you want at least some chance at plus EV. But you got to love Big T. Like she said, Brittany says, sticking to his guns.
I'm not even scared. The funny thing is I'm not scared.
You're not
I think
scared
these
about
guys
losing
can win.
$100? We know that. You're not scared
I put
about
more. Can I put more?
Oh, God. Then no.
I am very confident someone can win from not outside that top 5. It's 4 rounds.
Yeah, but that's not what we're saying, though. Top 5 gets down to like 6 under. We're saying they can win. I'm saying guys from like 2, 3, 4 under.
Who did Big T bet me? The guy that's in 26th place that's coming back to win.
That's fine. I'll put more if you want more.
I want free lunch next week on Big T. I might slide in.
This is going to be a very interesting dilemma.
Dude's 100-1.
So
it
much
needs to
burger.
be. It's lunch for like 6 months or lunch for one day. Like
no, we'll do all week.
All week. It's 100-1.
Yeah, I don't eat much.
All right, I'll go 200-20.
Hey, deal. Sure, deal.
Because you have Daniel Berger, the guy at the very back.
Yeah, sure. What is he at? He's at even?
Berger is at even par.
Sure, yeah. I'll do 200 to win 20K. Sure.
But remember the market that you're in. So we're on the same.
Yeah, he's got to win the FedEx Cup.
He has to win the actual tour championship, not the stroke play.
Yeah, 200 to win 20K. I'm in.
Send it immediately.
Yeah, send me the PayPal. I'll prepay.
Can I get a portion of that?
Sure. I mean, if you want to book 100-1, you can have whatever you want.
20,000. If you want to
anybody that wants 100-1, I'll take it.
To win the
it's a terrible bet, but it's free money. That's the thing.
Well, so what's the odds? I would love to bet like the field. I wish we could have a field bet that whatever you guys think can't win, because only 3 guys can win according to you.
Not correct. The guy in even
who can win? What's the number down to, and we'll figure a line out. What's the number?
I think it goes down to 4.
I wasn't betting you Xander against this bet. I was betting you Daniel Berger. Daniel Berger's an excellent.
So what's the number? That's what I want to know. Who can't win? Tell me who can't win.
I'm saying for this golf tournament, 4 under par. I think 3 under and behind. There's no way they're going to make up 7. Because here's the thing you got to look at. The number of guys they have to jump. It's not that there's like 1 or 2 guys ahead of them at 3 under par and the guys at 10 and 9, and they can somehow fall off over 4 days. You've got so many guys in between there that are going to have to play bad golf for those guys to not only play well above their norm or to play extraordinary golf for 4 days, and then them guys at the top to come back to them. And I just don't think from 3 on back, maybe even 4 on back, have a realistic chance to win this week.
Yeah.
Tambo, did we lose you?
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
no, I'm reading the chat. Someone said I'll give you 220. It's
that's not 100-1.
It's 2020.
That is not 100-1. I don't want 20 to win 200.
Like 20K to win. Like this is the worst bet of my life to win $200. But
exactly,
it's so free and it's my first show, I'm just gonna do it and I'll give away the money that you won me last night because the exchange rate is just right. Like, let's go. All right.
So who's the best guy at 3 under? I don't have the stuff up in front of me. Who's the 3 unders? Who tell me who can't win?
And Morikawa, Hovland, Koepka, and Eustace.
Oh, Hovland. Okay, what's Hovland? Hovland can't win. I want Hovland too. What's Hovland's numbers? Let's get into it. Hovland can't win. I'll take Hovland.
The Tambo book is out of dollars. We're already all in for 20K.
Where's Hovland? Hovland's only 40-1. Okay, who wants Hovland? I know he can't win, so who wants Hovland at 40-1?
That's where Big T steps in because he said nobody out the top 5 can win.
40-1 on Hovland? They got 4 rounds. I need one more refill before we finish this. Who are we picking the winners? When are we picking the winners?
I'll pick the winner if you want to take a break. DD Pensac.
Yeah, I got to get one more refill.
He wants a Bryson bet to get his money back. DD, did you end up paying Big T yet or not?
He has not paid yet. I'll be back in a second.
All right. So I'm going to give out – you want me to give out the one ticket, Tambo?
Yeah, give out the one ticket. And hey, DD Pensac gets a lot of hate. We make fun of him a lot here, but he paid me.
Yeah, and Schneider, to his credit, paid me on Sunday evening for our bet. So credit to Schneider for sliding into Big or Uncle T's Venmo and getting him taken care of. But now the ones in the YouTube chat, Tambo, did they have to? How are we gonna know if they're a member or not?
I don't know, man. We got to put some trust and some faith because Mangone already turned his shit off.
All right. Well, I'm gonna give out the 555 ticket, and I will say I did this a couple weeks ago for the baseball show, and it was pretty easy because we didn't have many responses. There is a ton of good choices here, but I'm going to go all the way up to the one that was the leader in the clubhouse about a half hour ago, and it's going to be Clint Lilienthal. So if Clint knows whether or not he's a member or not, let us know. But he said, I'll pick up the bill for Tambo's new workbench when I ship the 555.
Oh, the bed.
So,
the bed. Oh, Clint, my God. We got lots going on. Not to cut you off, Uncle T. That's literally the best. I already loved Clint, and so I'm so happy we can put Clint in the game. But this man is already thinking about my bed. I forgot I even posted that. I got to go look up at the reactions. I got to figure out which bed I'm actually buying. But Mangone said that is strike one for you. This man is still in here. What I meant to say, Travis, was that
Travis.
I didn't know if you said you were turning your DMs off, so I wasn't sure if you would actually be reading these messages. I know you're still up. You're on Eastern time. It's not even midnight there yet. I'm about to hit midnight Atlantic time for Holden. But anyway, this is what I'm trying to say. If you can check if Clint is a member, Clint wins the first ticket. Good mojo to Clint. Clint had all the comments tonight, by the way. Just an absolute comment fest from Clint, just dialed in.
Tambo, not to cut you off, he did say he's been a member for over a year. So Clint, congratulations.
Oh yeah, let's go. And
we gotta make him follow through on this too. So Big T was gone. So Clint said if he wins the 555 ticket and wins and ships the money, he's gonna buy Tambo's new workbench.
Oh, buying the new bench. I like that.
I should have tried to sucker him into paying off the Big T bet when Berger comes from even to win this thing. But, you know,
congratulations.
We'll leave it to Big T for that. So, Big T, we got to get out of here, man. We need one last winner. There's one more 555 ticket to give away.
So, Clint won. Clint, DM me in Discord. I'll get you your ticket right now. How many seats are left in this 555? DM me right now. I'll get you your ticket tonight for the 555. Let me see real quick. There's
check it.
There's like 100 left.
Yeah, 100 spots left.
We got time. Big T, before you go though, before you say your guy or girl, Joey Work said he wants Hovland money against you.
Oh yeah, Joey Work still owes me from one of our previous bets. Don't think I forgot Joey Work. I owned you whatever our last bet was. Tampa Bay over 4.5 or something. I owned you. You still owe me, so I'm going to free roll you with Berger. Slide into my DMs, Joey Work. Don't think I forgot about that Tampa owning you, but slide into my DMs. I'll give you some Berger. 40-1? Or no, Berger was 100-1. I thought he meant.
No, he's saying he'll take Hovland.
Yeah, Hovland 40-1. Joey Work, you got it.
He's saying Hovland ain't winning at 40-1.
Yeah, well that's good. Joey Work, slide in 40-1. It's all yours. So I got to pick a winner for the other thing. Let's see how many we got. We got like 5.
Yeah, the screenshots.
Yeah, we got El Dugarino. I like that name. Strong name, El Dugarino. He said, just switch to the full monthly. After I met your boy Vinny Chase backstage at Bonnaroo a few years ago, he was, I like this guy's going to be tough to beat right out of the gate talking about Vinny Chase.
Slim Shady never said mom spaghetti on you? He never got in?
I mean, who?
Slim Shady was in there earlier talking
Did
about
he
mom's spaghetti.
I don't know. Yeah, Shady's still up there. Shady said I was a run peer from the beginning, had to move to Arizona for the military. Yeah, I mean, Shady's still in the ball game. We got Shady. We got El Dugarino with the Vinny Chase reference. We got K.H. Hill. He won't be in the winning lineup is never wrong. That's true. Morikawa will not be in the winning lineup. K. Hill.
The wind-up. This man been on the wine.
Yeah, I mean, you guys got things going a little bit with it. Panis says moved over from Roto Grinders.
Let's go.
I like that. I mean, that's a good way to start things.
So did I. Welcome to the squad.
I mean, that's a good way to start things, Panis. A long shot. I would love to give back to the community. It's been a long time. Big T's a donkey. You can't say I'm a donkey and get the 555. That's very hurtful. 12 Naguire. Somebody's trying to upgrade the Queen to a King Cali. That's a good upgrade, going from the Queen to the Cow King. I mean, the Cow King is the only way to do it. As a big dude,
upgrade personally. They got to upgrade their bench personally.
Yeah, I mean, I like that though.
Because Clint's gonna buy me a King Cali, so that's what I heard.
It's so nice too. Your feet never hang off the edge. Plenty of leverage for when you're using the bench. I mean, a lot of positives to that. Let's see if there's anyone else. For Harry Terry, DFS Production says, for Harry Terry, remember when you took my FanDuel NBA core and gave me credit on the show? DFS Production, strong case.
He's
Is there anyone else?
Too, man, but he crushes too. He's like Glock.
Yeah, he's the man.
He wins all the time. I love this guy, but he always wins.
But Raven says Big T's always right. He's watching it while he's signing up on his phone. I can see Tambo's mug on his screenshot while he's signing up for the site.
Ravens?
Yeah, Raven.
That's my squad, the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, Raven 52. Not our boy Raven from my boy Raven. Not him, but
not a Raven 52. My guy.
Yeah, not Bad Girl. The Bad Girl.
No, it ain't Bad Girl.
Not Bad Girl.
By the way, Big T, man, Titletown's in the chat. You got to pay this guy his cheese, man.
You owe Title?
No, Titletown. What did he say?
What did he say?
You got to pay this. Like, are you kidding me? This guy's 23. You got to buy some groceries.
This is what happened, first of all. I text Title and Uncle T for that matter. I got a big bet from Mr. Empire Maker, which felt good to get those Empire bucks. I haven't even asked for the cheese myself yet. You got to have patience, Titletown. Tomorrow I'll reach out. I'll get paid for our bets. I'll send you the cheese. It's all part of the process.
Give him a break, Big T. It's probably the first time he asked in a month. You're asking Pensac for bucks every day.
Yeah.
Like this guy asked one time. He found a chance to just slide in, and you give him a hard time? Come on.
I looked out for him, though. I texted him. I said, you need to get in. I'll give Title credit. He wanted 1K. He said, give me 2K because I'm so confident. Title dug deep, and he got in there.
And he takes care of the kids, too, I heard. He's over at your house taking care of the children.
When he was here, he was out playing basketball with my son, Grayson. I mean, he was looking – Title's a good – I love Title.
Title's the best, man. And when he was lighting you up on what was that, Periscope? Nothing better.
Yeah,
he slept with AP down in the basement.
Oh, he snuggled with him for sure.
He's like JJ Redick when he was good at Duke. Just stroke.
Oh, yeah. He's going to – we've already booked a rematch, Tambo. 10K rematch. It's going to happen.
I'm betting on that, too. I got Title. Sorry to tell you.
Okay. Well, how much you want?
500 right now.
Whoa, that's disrespectful.
Yeah, deal booked.
What? How's that disrespectful?
You're
it's like not even close.
Just on it.
That was very disrespectful.
Oh, God. Not allowed to be mean. Sorry, we can't all be mean to Big T.
No.
You got to stroke him, too.
That'll be the worst. That you aren't winning that book.
Oh my God, that's the worst. That's the worst bet he said. That was.
I'm not gonna be freaking on a week-long bender dead on the court this time.
Big T's been on the treadmill a little bit.
No, I haven't been yet, but I need to be.
Okay.
If I don't ever get in shape, you're gonna win.
Oh my God, Title, man, are you kidding me? And Joey works on my side too.
Joey Works. Slide on back in. I'll take some more action against you too, Joey Work.
We got to pick a win. He's already sliding in. How much is Title putting on it though?
We put 10K. We bet 10K on it. It's already booked.
Oh, it is 10K. Nice.
Yeah, it's
oh my
booked.
God, that's how easy it is. Oh, title,
I couldn't have been in worse shape.
Title gonna be paid off his whole life. You don't even got nothing else to worry about. Just pure money.
I'll go higher if you want more.
Title needs to show at me. He said, "Please, where's JSU? You know JSU's sleeping. Guy don't even drink wine.
Definitely sleeping.
Guy don't. My whole thing is gone. I'm done. Fuck.
Let's pick a winner. I gotta pick a winner.
Pick a winner and let's get out of here. It's midnight.
Is this Clint? Let me see. I got Clancy. I got Clint's. I need
But oh man, Uncle T won't even say it out like. Oh, okay. I was gonna say, Uncle T, you gotta say that out loud.
What?
We're talking about betting Title versus Big T.
No,
Uncle T types in the chat, I want Title.
On a show.
2 minutes later, on a show.
He doesn't want Title. He knows Title's not winning if I come in ready to play. Title can't beat me if I come in. The thing about it is if I play my best, he can't beat me.
The old 3 dribble rule.
Oh my God, if I play my best.
He can't beat me.
If Berger plays his best, he wins you 20K this week, but it's unlikely.
Send me
That's
the
one of those same conversations. My aunt be my uncle. Remember that one? If you
Just
play your
remember
best,
this
you might
point.
be Title, but it ain't happening.
I will get my revenge. Just mark those words.
From PayPal fees when you send the money to Title?
Do what?
You'll get your revenge from PayPal when you on those fees when you send that cheese to Title?
Title can't win.
Oh God, this is so bad. This is literally free
Get some
money
more
anyway.
then right now while we're on here.
We got to save some of this banter for one of the future Wednesday shows. We got to.
They're all going to go 2 hours because we all talk so much. Like, let's go.
I got to pick a winner here. I got distracted. Let me look back at these again. I like the one dude who said Vinny Chase. Who was the Vinny Chase guy? I'm picking the Vinny Chase guy.
Give it to Vinny Chase.
Yeah, so El Dugarino said, yo, I just switched to the full monthly. I met your boy, Vinny Chase. I love Vinny Chase on Entourage. I mean, just love it. At Bonarino a few years ago, he was smoking just like in Entourage. El Dugarino, send me your DK name. I'm going to get you a 555 ticket for hanging out and signing up. Send me a DM.
Thank you. That was amazing. The debut was very fun tonight. I can't tell you enough how much I love this. This is going to be a lot of fun going forward. It's absolutely going to be premium because it only goes longer. When we're on premium, I've been up till what? John Smith been up for a minute. A couple of those nights. His plant needed water by the time that thing was done. So I'll tell you what, this was a lot of fun. Uncle T, any final thoughts over there, my man?
Yeah, I got one of my buddies here locally that's texting me. And I got Joey Work now in the chat saying it's my bet. No, guys, I got to go build my teams. I'm going to be up for a couple hours yet. So, no, you're incorrect. I do want to get off the show, but it's not to go to bed. Uncle T wants to build some winners. So
the good thing is we got till noon tomorrow.
What's that?
We don't have to build them tonight. We got till noon. I'm going to the bench.
I'll tell you what, though. Of all the T's, Big T, great. Uncle T, great. Triple T, me, great. Tinker T, do not tinker. Put your lineups in, play them, shut them down. We don't need that. We don't need that T in our life, right? We talked about that earlier. So, all right, man. I think that's it. Anything else you want to add, Big T, before we get out of here?
No, I loved it. I'm super excited. Like I said, the next they're going to keep giving you guys winners on Wednesdays. The biggest edge, honestly, is probably during swing season where the tournaments might not be as big. The NFL's going, so not as many people are going to be, including me. Like I didn't play golf the last couple of years during swing season, during NFL. I'm still going to play now just because I like it more than I did in the past. But once these majors come back next year, we're going to ramp this up big time. I'm super excited for Wednesdays. I'm going to be on a ton of these shows with these guys. But even when I'm not on, I'm going to be watching because I'm super excited to have Tambo here with Uncle T on Wednesdays. Just a fun time. I had a great time tonight.
My God, the viewers dipped like to 196 or something. Like it don't go down. People just stay to the very end here. Absolutely love to see it. I had a ton of fun here. This is going to be a lot of fun going forward. You guys didn't sign up again. You could still get in. RPS NFL 15. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. There's always free content we're throwing out there every day anyway. And NFL is just loaded with shows. So it's going to be a ton of fun. A lot of stuff going on. Our producer stayed on with us long enough, so I appreciate you all. For Uncle T, for Big T, I'm Toe Tag and Tambo. We out.